Pepsi's not even in the top 3 most popular pops anymore.
Pepsi's not in the most famous pops anymore.
Last year, Dr. Pepper
Yeah.
overtook Pepsi. And then...
Is Dr. Pepper,
Sprite?
not a Pepsi product?
No, Dr. Pepper is its own company.
Oh, okay.
Coke and Pepsi will distribute for them sometimes.
Okay.
Aren't Dr. Pepper...
It's Keurig Dr. Pepper.
Keurig.
Yeah, they merged the coffee pot company with Dr. Pepper.
They did.
Yeah.
Huh.
The Dr. Pepper owns, 7-Up, A&W...
I thought, aren't Mountain Dew and Dr. Pepper connected?
No, Mountain Dew's a Pepsi product.
Okay.
But apparently Sprite's even more popular than Pepsi now.
Yeah, it gets a lot of ads on space, I feel like.
I feel like I see more ads for Sprite than anything.
Any of them,
Anything. Coke included, added Monster Energy drink, anything.
Yeah, that's probably...
I by far see the most.
A lot of those fucking Drake ads.
Yeah. It does seem like when people want a non-caffeinated soda, they seem to go through Sprite.
Yeah.
Or it's like the number one. That or 7-Up is like one of the sodas of choice for when you're feeling
sick.
Yeah, a little sick. And my dad's like, "Here, drink some 7-Up. That'll help you again."
It'll make you healthy again.
Now I don't really understand the logic behind
my grandma always said shit like that.
Yeah.
Drink some 7-Up.
Yeah, right.
Come home, please.
Yo, what's up, afternoon tune?
What's up, man?
Yeah.
First, yes, you are. We just started. Yep, you are first.
Just wonder what it was about old America that thought
soda was
citrus soda would be the thing.
It's the fucking sugar companies telling everybody. Hey, we got Darren. What's up, dude?
Hey,
filling in the gap.
No,
you didn't scoot over it.
I thought I was on camera.
There we go. Nope, still 3 of us, and then Ulysses will be back next Tuesday.
Where do you go in, man?
Yeah, he's eating shit.
Bro.
It's better be first than last, my daddy always said.
Sound like
Ricky Bobby.
Yeah, I was just taking a Will Ferrell.
Oh my god. Just ready someone like 15 minutes ago, didn't know you were going on. Oh, no worries, dude, no worries. No big deal.
Yeah, I feel like
I do always get a kick out of a raid, because sometimes people stick around and, some of them become regulars on the channel. I also feel like some people are like, what the fuck, did somebody just drop me?
It's like, these people are so insane. Like, what is even going on? Oh, he's June said hi to you specifically too.
Oh, I feel like
say hi to.
And the MCU is back because of Thunderbolts. Yeah,
I heard some of the hype things.
I'll believe it when I see it because I still think it looks like the biggest piece of shit they've ever put out. But
damn, ever.
I look, just based on trailers.
Secret Invasion.
I'm sure it probably will be, but if we're just comparing the trailers and the marketing that I've seen of both things to each other, I still think this looks worse based on that.
Yeah, but Florence Pugh fucked the guy that killed all those people in Nagasaki.
In Nagasaki?
What? Yeah.
What?
So.
What are you talking about? What?
Like what? Like what
you said
is totally
what my thing makes total sense.
Yeah.
It's like you drop your kids off at a random stranger's house and ring the bell like, hey guys, mind taking care of them for me?
No, because he was in Up.
Oh, that's right.
Okay, sorry.
I did forget she was an op. I'm not gonna lie until you just said that.
Yeah, she banged the guy that killed the people in Nagasaki.
Yeah.
Yes, she did. Now that you say it that way, explain yourself.
I do.
Saying what? Back to me.
That was confusing.
I didn't think it was that confusing.
I do remember.
You don't think it was confusing for you to go what after I asked you what?
Well, I didn't know.
That's confusing. I asked you a question, motherfucker.
You're the movie nerd. You drop references to people who are movies, and I'm like,
no,
I don't fucking fucking movie.
I know, but if you ask me what I mean, I'm like, oh, this movie. I don't go, what?
Dude, Florence Pugh did like 3 things in Oppenheimer. She had 2 topless scenes, and then she killed herself. That was like all she did in that movie.
I remember it.
I mean, they're not that spectacular, to be honest. But I mean, she's hot, but she's a little small chip.
Alex is more of an ass man, so I don't think he cares about that.
For sure.
I'm a firm DC type.
I don't even.
Asian.
Oh.
The Islander one?
Oh yeah.
Is that what it is? Okay.
I thought you were saying that was like one of our personality types. There's like 16 4 letters.
Those Meyer-Briggs things. Yeah.
I have no idea what any of those are.
I know mine.
What is it?
INTP.
What is that? Something Gnomes is definitely the
Gnomes G, though.
Oh, damn.
It's like 7 Samurai is on the... Sweet. It's a great movie. I've heard good things about Thunderbolts, but what I see with my own eyes in the trailer really doesn't corroborate that. Yeah, I mean, that's exactly where I'm at. People have been telling me it's great, but until I see something great myself, I can only base.
There's also
seen.
high probability.
Oh, you've never seen 7 Samurai? Well, you're in for a treat then. Great, yeah, absolutely great film.
And watch The Good and the Bad and the Ugly. Because there's a weird backstory to that. The novel of the movie 7 Samurai was based on a Western novel set in Japan, and then Sergio Leone saw 7 Samurai and then decided to
adapt
as an Italian guy, decided to make a Western based on
a Japanese movie that's based on a Western
novel.
And then watch Magnificent 7. That's also
not the one with Chris Pratt, though.
No. You better go watch
the old one.
I don't know. Morgan Freeman.
Oh, I'm thinking Unforgiven.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, just not the one with Chris Pratt.
Yeah, don't watch. Unforgiven.
Well, that's. I'm glad. I feel like that's one they'll never remake, except for that could be one maybe in like
never say never.
Literally, that's one I feel more confident in, like maybe 50 or even fucking, I don't know, 100 years or something, if Hollywood still exists at that time.
There's 100% tariff on foreign movies.
Yeah, right. So at least they'll be made in America.
Security concerns.
Yeah.
Tombstone for the first time last year, and I'm not huge into westerns, but I kind of liked that.
Tombstone is one of those westerns that everybody likes.
Yeah, it's like an exception where if you're not into the genre, that's going to be one of the ones you still like.
Yeah. It's also considered like, I don't know, a man's movie of like, which I'm not one, but it's.
No, you're a monkey's man.
Shut up. You diddled those spiders way before I ever diddled monkeys.
Whatever you guys are up to on that side of the couch.
Well, you diddled gnomes first, Alex. Don't you ever forget yours was the original set.
Yeah. Man, you got us all kicked out of the Garden of
You got that'd be hilarious. Like just as a visual joke, and just like see Adam and Eve eating the apple, and then you just pan over to Alex like doggy style like a gnome. And then
that's the Bible, dude. We're gonna rewrite the Bible so that's in there.
We're gonna be like Thomas Jefferson and rewrite the Bible and add gnomes to it.
If God popped out of the clouds and was like, "Whoa, man, that's not cool. You gotta leave," I feel like, you know what, guy, you gotta.
And that's why people who come with raids don't always stay.
Yeah, Alex Doggy Styles gnomes, just in case anybody's wondering.
I don't know about that. You yesterday said that gorilla was going to suck 99 to 100 dicks. How many dicks did the gorilla suck?
Dude, that's not the TikTok meme or whatever the fuck it's called.
What you said.
I started that.
Oh, yeah, you for sure started that. You said the gorilla was going to put everybody's dick in its mouth.
Now, Michael had heard, when he heard, 100 men versus a gorilla, he thought something very different. Came in with the raid once upon a time, and this is exactly why I stayed. Right. That's how we know who our audience is, then, because if you want to stay after some of the batshit crazy things that we talk about.
Michael's like the Bonnie Blue of monkeys.
The who?
Wait, what?
Are you guys not aware of that phenomenon that's happening
Uh, clarify for us.
now?
I'm not sure if I know what you're talking about.
She's like a British OnlyFans model that keeps making the news because she keeps on having these events where, like, I'm going to sleep with 1,000 guys in a day!
Did you say Bonnie Blue?
Yeah, Bonnie
Oh,
Blue.
yeah.
Okay, I heard bibbity bobbity boo. I'm
Yeah,
gonna be honest with you.
Yeah, I thought you said Bondi Glue. I was like, who is that?
No, Bonnie Blue.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Okay, I have heard of this. Yes.
Okay, I was gonna say
That
that's
was-
popping up in like the regular news.
That was international news.
Yeah.
Trump is putting a tariff on that.
Put the tariff on those loads.
Every foreign load.
There's a load tariff now?
There's customs that are for the sea.
That's as bad as when women were monitoring men's erections or whatever using an app or whatever.
There's just some bitter federal employee just sitting down in front of her crotch, just like, what's the purpose of your travels, sir?
What was that thing about, like, people keeping a lookout on, or wives keeping a lookout on men's boners?
Watched sperm racing in my stream today. We have weird totally covered today.
Interesting.
I was there for that. Apparently people are doing sperm racing. It's not gay if someone wins, I guess.
How do they rate?
There's like a hyper zoom in, and two dudes jizz in like a tube, and then see which one goes faster, I guess.
Huh.
There were like professional like rap artists doing like theme songs for the event, and
Okay.
yeah.
That's interesting.
Society's a strange place.
Do you bet on it?
Yes, actually, there was an entire gambling circuit based around this.
Interesting.
I thought you would find this interesting with how fucking weird it is.
I like betting on weird stuff.
Now, if it was gnome cum racing, then I'm sure you'd just be all over it.
That's true.
Weird as hell, yeah, it is. It's like a wrestling event. Yeah, it had all like the pomp and circumstance of like professional
Do they
WWE.
have like the ring girls walking around?
Well, like I said, they had hip hop artists walking around.
They have like, I guess you can't really have rounds. Okay?
I don't know. Were there rounds? I'm actually not sure.
Well, but I mean, I guess like if they're expecting guys to blow multiple loads back to back. So.
That's good recharge thing.
Ulysses is in Germany, digging up
Can
the.
you imagine what he's doing?
He wanted to visit some abroad graveyards, so I need some sun.
He is awful bad. Isn't it amazing that he's Italian and I'm not Asian and murder my skin?
The thing is I do tan very quickly. I just don't really go outside. Like, I remember when we went to the Wisconsin Dells many years ago, and I don't think I put sunscreen on the entire time we were there, and I didn't even mildly burn.
It always gets my ears in the back of my neck. Otherwise,
Leathering out your skin.
Well, that's what the cigarettes are for.
You get in the sun a fair bit, like doing deliveries and shit.
Yeah, I spend a decent.
Yeah, because I was about to say, you and me feel like we have the same delivery tan going.
Yeah, that's fine.
Gold vitamin D. Not too much. It causes cancer. Don't want you to get cancer. Sunlight causes cancer. Moonlight causes cancer.
Moonlight causes cancer?
Werewolf cancer.
Oh. That's a good one.
I mean,
that's-
moonlight is just sun.
Well,
that's a fair.
I mean, that's true, but, I mean,
I like the idea of werewolf cancer, though. That's a good we should do that.
we should start giving people werewolf cancer. Everything will cause cancer eventually.
The craziest thing, cancer-related thing.
Streaming on Twitch costs. It probably does.
When I was in California and went to Disneyland, the state of California even made them put signs in their parking lot that says the paint in this parking ramp is known to the state of California.
Wow, that's crazy.
Michael, were you there when Ulysses let us all know that, like, apparently every single brand of toothpaste is just filled with lead?
Really?
Yeah, they did, like, some tests, and then, like, as a toothpaste company, like, sued them. It's like, you can't show me that. Oh, Jesus. Okay, well, I'm probably gonna die.
So that means you need to use like one of those like internet brands of toothpaste that are like made by
Sold by Alex Jones.
maybe not Alex Jones toothpaste, but yeah.
I'm just saying, like, I don't know. I don't always trust those like internet products that are getting shielded by like podcasters.
Well, right.
I would say don't ever trust those.
Yeah, that's how I feel. It's still one of the funniest things I ever saw was Alex Jones trying to advertise his fitness supplements, and he was the same weight in both pictures, but then threw abs on his fat stomach. And then like, look
Like
how
in 300?
Yeah, they're like, look how effective it is. It's like, you have abs. I see
Oh,
your
no.
fat pot belly, dude.
I don't know how that guy's not like dead yet.
Yeah, it's probably true.
Oh.
Because like anytime I see him on podcasts or whatever, he is just like drinking hardcore and like
The man's out of
that dude is partying like 24/7. It seems like, and I just don't know how he can keep that up for multiple nights.
He'll probably have a cocaine-induced heart attack.
Yeah, right. Either way, just funny. I wanted to say on the dodo, but that wouldn't make sense.
The dodo died of cocaine-induced heart attacks.
speedballing. What about it heroin and coke at the same time? Oh no.
I'm double-fisting my hard drugs.
Isn't that one of those dumb animals that they're thinking of like the extinction or whatever?
Oh, the dodo. I have heard shit, yeah, where they make this. Like, they don't even taste good. I don't know why anyone wants to make them.
You hear this shit where they think they can, like, take the collagen out of T-Rex bones and, like, remake it with leather so that they can make, like, T-Rex purses?
T-Rex purses. Oh
That's
my
what
God.
they're doing.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
They're trying to make purses out of T-Rex leather? What?
Yes, 100%.
That is... Really?
Yes. Yes. They,
Wow.
There are scientists that believe they can use the collagen in T-Rex bones to grow T-Rex leather to make high-end handbags.
And do you think those will sell for as much as Gucci or something like that?
I'm sure that will be considered a high-end product. I don't know. Look at these fucking...
shoes.
Just like the fucking Real Housewives of Orange
Of
County.
Jurassic Park.
Of Jurassic Park. Look, can you imagine Real Housewives on a reality show, like talking down to each other based on what, like, dinosaur-based, like, leather they have in their fucking clothes and shoes and handbags?
Well, their skin is like dinosaur leather.
Well, that's a good point, actually. Maybe we should make some stuff out of that instead.
Or it reminds me of like Ace Ventura, Nature Calls, when fucking there's the lady that's wearing the fur
Oh, yeah.
coat or whatever, and he like knocks her out and like wears her over his shoulders.
Yep. Reality is just ridiculous.
I don't know. People spend anything in the purse. Those Birkin bags won't certain cases.
Well, women will spend anything on that stuff.
I've never spent anything on a purse.
That's not before.
Yeah, I don't even have it.
What was the max you spent on it?
For a gift?
Yeah.
It's $300.
That's not insane.
Nah, it seems the same to me.
pretty affordable for a designer to have, dude.
I know. That's why it's insane.
Because I feel like if you got your girlfriend or something $100 first, they'd be like, well, this was a nice like thrift store gift or something like that.
Fucking go to the thrift store and buy one for $5 then. I don't give a shit.
This is why Sage doesn't take us.
He's so cheap with his spider children.
Oh my god.
His spiderlings.
Yeah.
We're already on the spiders.
Sage just like pump and dumps, and it's like, I hope we brought cat for Oh, you're philandering and come back to fight. You hear that, Sage?
I heard you. I'm choosing to ignore you.
Just like your spider kiss.
God damn it.
A good one. Yeah. That was good, dude.
God, Jesus Christ, that's weird. Lurky, lurky. Hey, Tyson Fox, appreciate the lurk.
Better get some help.
I don't know where it is.
You gotta figure it out.
On Michael Rosenbaum's podcast with Smallville and shit, like, they'll, like, make, you know, lascivious jokes about Lex Luthor sometimes, it's like rhymes and shit, and, like, they'll be like,
Some.
yeah, well, just like a handy for Alexander, and then his producer said something like a philander for Alexander. I was like, oh, I always remember that being pretty good.
Philander, huh?
Yeah. Michael Rosenbaum was like, ooh, I like that. But none of those were as good as when John Glover, the actor that played his father on Smallville, was talking about how he started talking to himself during COVID.
So that dude went crazy. Like, actually. To do another Spider Lady ranking while I'm not here, I will riot.
Oh, I'm sorry, we won't do any more with that.
I'm still looking for a good monkey ranking.
Better not look for those monkeys on.
Ah, fuck. Gotta hit those assholes.
We will make sure to save the next Spider Lady ranking for when we're here. I have to start doing some research.
I was gonna say, it's like those Tata spiders.
Yeah. Game sound is a little loud compared to you guys, by the way. Don't want to be annoying, but oh no, we appreciate that.
Yeah,
Yeah, let me
that's good.
just bump this stuff down a little bit.
For master volume, I thought it said murder volume for a second. I'm like, that's fitting for.
Yeah, no, that would be 100% fitting. How about now? How does that sound? Oh, fuck off.
You say people come for the titillating conversation.
Yes, titillating spider-based conversation.
You're the only one basting spiders.
Basting spider? Oh, no. Oh. Fuck, get out of here. Better? Okay, sweet. Lurk again and die a lot in Rivals. Oh, you playing on Marvel Rivals?
Any new cool skins in that one?
I'm sure there's constantly stuff being dumped out. I did. I went over into Tiresome Fox stream and I asked further inquired about some green characters. Yeah, I remember she was talking about how sexy the Hulk was.
Yeah, and the Jolly Green Giant.
Well, you know, it seemed like the Jolly Green Giant didn't quite hit, so I was thinking it might be like an anger thing. Okay. So I suggested Oscar the Grouch, but he's just not financially stable enough. I think that's the problem with him.
We still get Spider Pussy.
Yeah, I remember the Hawkeyes.
No Oscar the Grouch. That was a good suggestion.
I thought so. Thought so.
Shrek did it though, right?
Shrek did it. Shrek's got like a dad bod thing going on.
Why do I feel like the most common enemy in Warhammer is like those Alex Jones codes?
I mean, they've definitely come up, but I wouldn't say they've been the most common thing I've dealt with even in this game. And they're not even in the other one that we played.
Yeah, just in this level, I feel like.
Oh, for sure, in this level there's a lot of them.
What does it mean when the gun is like glowing green?
That means I've got like a special attachment to it that makes its ammo stronger.
Oh, okay.
Because that's what like the secrets that I find are sometimes.
But talking about Thunderbolts again, I mean, like, I thought 2 of the trailers for Thunderbolts were better looking than some Marvel trailers have been, but the one trailer we were talking about, the most annoying character in the kind of MCU now is the Red Guardian to me.
I can't stand him. I think he is so fucking irritating.
Yeah. It's like, so especially the trailer where he's talking about the Wheaties box. It's just like, oh god, come on.
It's like, it's actually like hard to listen to.
Yeah. But it's funny, it's like...
There's a lot going on in here.
There's a lot going on in here.
It's like, in some ways, I lowered my standards for what I expected from the Red Guardian. It's like, even from the first trailer, it's like, okay.
Oh, fuck. Goddamn it.
I was like, I know the Red Guardian's going to be annoying. I'm just going to kind of just try to tune him out to some degree. But then he like raised the bar with the Wheaties joke line.
Yeah.
On how fucking stupid he could sound, you know. So like,
yes, he did. Well, and like I hate that Taskmaster, which they'll probably kill off in the movie pretty quickly.
That's one thing I've noticed about a lot of the promotional and advertising stuff since after that first trailer, and especially in the last, I don't know, couple months for the movie. It's like I never see that actress like
doing anything,
doing any press for that movie, and them not highlight. Like I haven't seen a shot of that character in any trailer since
the
first
trailer.
You know, so that is interesting.
I mean, it's a good thing if they kill her off because it's such a bad version of that character.
Yeah.
But I mean, then you go like, it's like, oh, do I care about Ghost? No, I don't give a shit about that.
I personally did like the Ghost character in the second Ant-Man Wasp movie, so
that's just fine for the villain of an Ant-Man movie, but I did not feel compelled to see that character again.
Ironically, over what's his name, fucking the dude in the first movie, Yellow Jacket.
Oh, he wasn't. Yeah, he was not a good villain at all.
And even over King the Conqueror in the third movie.
Well, that's sad.
I think she's been the most compelling villain of these 3 Ant-Man movies.
I don't even disagree with that, but that is a very low bar to be passing.
I mean, like, King had a little bit of intrigue to him. I think that was, I suppose that was all because of Jonathan Majors, because the script itself wasn't, like, really doing him a lot of favors in the... But they were doing something a little interesting.
Oh my god.
In Quantumania with him, like, being sly about what his true real intentions were, but...
He got beaten up by ants.
Yeah, the fact that he literally got beat by Ant-Man, I was like, come on. It's like, there was something about one of the trailers for Quantumania where it did show, like, Scott, it looked like he was getting the shit beat out of him, but it looked kind of like he was hanging in there in the fight a little bit. I'm like, that'd probably be a really badass use of Ant-Man in a dramatic way in a movie if he's so overpowered by the villain. and yet he's still getting some hits in. It's
Right. Like, the villain's weight is that much stronger than him, and he still manages to kind of hold his own a little bit.
Yeah, it's like when Batman...
And then probably die to set up the villain for, you know...
Yeah, it's like when Batman fought Reverse Flash in the comics. Like,
right. He shouldn't be capable of even really doing anything, but he pulls something together.
Because he's fucking Batman for 30 seconds.
Ant-Man can't use that excuse, though.
Yeah, right. But even in that comic, Batman ultimately, even in a minute of combat with Reverse Flash, was about to be killed by Reverse Flash.
Oh, yeah, no, he was still going to totally die.
At the end of that. It's only because he's Batman that he was able to even land punches on, like a god, basically, like Reverse Flash.
Fucking die, you bitch. You're dead. Okay, is there any... Fuck.
There's one of them.
I also just don't feel like I have a lot of great maneuverability on this game. Really.
No, I actually think hanging up on the ramp is too fast. Let him come to me.
Only problem with that, though, is they're still hitting me that entire time.
Yeah, it was weird. Because you still didn't see Quantum.
Yeah.
It is weird that Quantumania doesn't even set King up for future movies.
Well, I think by the time it came out already, it seemed like they were kind of like, ooh, we might have to drop this. So I wonder how much that was edited in post-production.
It certainly could have been, but if that was the movie that they made before any of that scandal stuff...
Well, I guess it still had the tag, the post-credits tag or whatever, where you see the Council of Kings or whatever in it, so...
It did have that. That was the only setup, but within the actual main plot of Quantumania, it is just him getting beat by Ant-Man and then getting exiled into a portal because there's that much more resourceful than he is, you know?
Right. Which is... I mean, the setup for that character in the Loki show, I think, is really good.
Yeah.
But then they dropped the bolt for you. I don't know, man. I don't know how I keep getting roped back into watching every MCU thing, or at least so many of them.
Well, I felt like after Brave New World, I felt like we were fair with that movie. And
I mean, I'll be fair with everything when I see it. I just...
But with that one especially, like, I was like, okay, that was, like, an okay half step towards, like, if you can do this for, like, a couple more movies, like, you know...
Yeah.
Actually connect and world build a little bit within the MCU and make some thread matter a little bit going forward, then this is an okay first outing for that.
Sure.
So, yeah. Part of it, seeing Thunderbolts for me, is just to be like, is it going to continue in that path even a little bit, or is it just gonna fall completely? We will see.
I do it. Little fucker. Ah. Hiding under the bodies. Goddamn nerdlings. An honest question as a non-comic guy, why do the DC movies suck but the DC animation hits? Well, because Zack Snyder. That's the reason. Because DC was trapped in the claws of Zack Snyder's, like, 13-year-old fucking edgy bullshit for the last 15 years. And that's why the majority of DC stuff was not super great. I mean, there are good, bright spots in there, but on the whole, it was...
Christopher Nolan let Zack Snyder establish the visual tone of Man of Steel, which ended up being the
tone of that universe. Yeah.
So DC, which normally I think of
is the much more bright and hopeful and optimistic.
Colorful,
yeah.
The Snyder movies are obviously more drab and kind of unsaturated, desaturated.
Yeah.
So Whereas in the DC animated home video releases, in the beginning, a lot of them were like Bruce Timm and Paul Dini and a lot of the animation teams that did those cartoons you love from Batman, the animated series.
Flashpoint Paradox is one of the best superhero things I've ever seen live action.
Yeah,
Otherwise, it's a great animated film.
What wasn't it much better than the Flash live action movie, which was trying to do a version of the Flashpoint story?
Well, the other thing is that, like, I don't know, it just somehow the Flashpoint story just became this obsession for any Flash piece like media. Just period.
It's
very overdone.
Yeah, it's one of the main reasons I wish Jeff Johns had never written Flashpoint. Even though I think Flashpoint ends up leading into a slight renaissance for DC.
It does. There's a lot of good that came from it, and I like that animated movie too.
The animated movie, I think, is actually
better than the comic. Yeah, no, I was just about to say that. Yeah.
But yeah, the comic, unfortunately, because it was such a publicized Flash story, and
it's not the only one anybody knows now.
Yeah, and people, that's like as if that's the only thing that's ever been told in Flash comics, and I hate that.
Yeah,
because the Flash TV series was basically Flashpoint for like 6 seasons or something.
Yeah, the first Flash movie, live action movie ever, was just more Flashpoint, and it's like you shouldn't be doing some shit that's like 70 years into the character's history as their debut film. Like, that's just stupid.
That's one of those.
It worked as an animated film because the animated film could be like a standalone movie that's just an adaptation of that book.
Yeah.
But if you're trying to build like a universe up where this character matters, do not fucking start with that. That's so stupid.
It's one of those end of the line stories that I don't know, which even at the time did not seem in character for Barry Allen, who is always depicted as like one of the most responsible superheroes in all of comics. And yet he's the one who's like, it's been like, I've been the Flash for like 50 years. I should go back in time and save my mom just kind of on a whim. Like, it's just like...
Yeah, the setup of the story is kind of weak. That's part of why the animated movie, I think, is better than the comic, is because
the Reverse Flash
like
has a bit more of a hand in it in the animated movie.
Yeah, much more.
And yes, ultimately it does lay some blame at Barry's feet, but it was also part of a renaissance for the Barry Allen character in the Rebirth era of Flash.
That too, yeah.
Jeff Johnson started, and he wanted to reconnect audiences emotionally with Barry Allen as a character by making his dead mom such a big deal.
That's the big problem with DC, is they don't cook with the origin story and they want to rush straight to the meat. I mean, the Snyder universe, yes, 100%. That is a huge problem with that world. It's like
DC stories in general usually go pretty hard on the origins.
Yeah. I feel like if you look at like the comics or like adaptations pre Zack Snyder, it's usually the opposite. It's just for whatever fucking reason Zack Snyder thought that was the best way to do things.
At the same time, I won't entirely blame that.
Some of that studio,
because that was definitely the studio being like, we need we need an Avengers next.
Right. You don't have time to do separate films. You do Avengers now.
Like that's why for me, the best movie in the DCEU is Wonder Woman, because that was like the one origin film they did.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. That is a big reason why that. Oh my god, what the fuck? I can't even see what's happening.
I guess Shazam and Aquaman as well were origin films, and those are two of the other better received movies.
I'll still never understand how Aquaman was as well received as it was.
And made over $1 billion.
I know. Alex, do you remember that? Do you remember how that was like $1 billion?
I remember seeing that fucking movie.
I mean, right now we're at a place where I think DC and Marvel are about to completely trade spots within like the pop culture zeitgeist.
Yeah, if Superman is at least good and makes a respectable amount of money. Again, Warner Brothers don't expect a fucking $1 billion.
Well, they shouldn't.
Or in every fucking movie you make.
Yeah, they shouldn't expect it, but it doesn't quite stop them.
They're like, but that's our quota. It's $1 billion. We always make $1 billion. It's like, no, you never make that.
Except for Aquaman, for some
rarely
reason.
you make $1 billion.
Fuck, I'm gonna die again. How many fucking guys are in here? Jesus Christ. More keep spawning.
It's like, do they just not realize the movie market has shrunk since COVID? It's just like...
No, they don't. They don't understand any. They don't understand things that are logical. What are you talking about?
But yeah, especially for the characters that people don't know as well in DC Comics, I really think they should go hard on their films.
Totally.
And although with certain characters,
what the hell?
It might even be better and make sense to kind of package them into a team movie at first, like say a character like Etrigan, the demon.
Yeah, that would make sense to have. God fucking... And more guys are spawning in, even as I die. What the fuck?
He'd be cool in like a Justice League Dark movie or something like that.
This is just a purge room?
Yeah, it's just an arena room, but like, fucking Christ.
And then if the team movie does what a team movie should, which is make every character seem appealing in the team.
Right. And that's the big problem with Thunderbolts.
Well, yeah, we'll see.
It's a bunch of characters that aren't appealing for the most part.
Well, it's the movie's job to sell them as such. But yeah. Then if people really like somebody like Etrigan, or, I mean, you don't...
Then you might get like a more focused, yeah.
Because it wouldn't make sense to start off with an Etrigan movie when most...
No, but James Gunn is also greenlighting things with a very, very different set of rules than like any studio exec has ever has. So who knows?
True. I'm trying to think, because I mean, the Swamp Thing. What's the like
Clayface serial killer biopic? That's probably the most out there one.
Now I forget. That's
DC.
Universe?
Yep, that's in universe.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not like Elseworlds.
Phillips Joker.
Yeah, it's not going to be Elseworlds. That's going to be main universe.
Okay. Well, I mean, either way, if it's him doing it, it's gonna be good. But like,
well, it's Mike Flanagan's idea. Yeah.
Yeah, if it's Mike Flanagan doing horror, you know, it's gonna.
It's a script. I don't think he's directing it though.
Oh,
he wrote the script and then gave it to James Gunn and was like, "Find someone to direct this, please."
Well, I hope the director doesn't suck.
Yeah. Hopefully. But no, yeah, so there's your answer as to why I think DC has been such a mess. But I mean, I think we're literally right at the turnaround point for that. I don't think that's going to be the case anymore. I think the ship is being righted at this moment.
Because if at this point in time Marvel is relying on Thunderbolts and like Avengers Doomsday with Robert Downey Jr. to write the ship versus Superman for James Gunn Superman and various projects that seem to be promising. Yeah, it seems like Marvel's going to get steamrolled, but
Marvel's had so many bad things in a row, I just don't know how it can recover. I mean, like, when something's good and there's good word of mouth, yeah, people go see it and it makes money, but like, a lot of the time it's like, the first weekend is kind of terrible at the box office, and then it'll improve like as the weeks go on, you know? Like it won't be like an immediate success.
Right. Well, consistency really is the only way to that goodwill, you know, so I mean they do have to
prove they can be consistent.
Yeah, for a stretch of time.
How you doing over there?
Good.
Because I was willing to forgive like a Thor: The Dark World, something like that back in the day, because Marvel was on roll 90% of the time, you know.
Right.
And it's just for a studio that used to put story first in so many of their projects, you know. That's the saddest thing about Marvel right now.
Yeah. It just got to the point where it was so corporatized, and they wanted to mass produce stuff so much. I'm hearing more and more stuff come out, though, about how frustrated Kevin Feige has been for the last, like, several years, where apparently, like, people were literally having to chase him down in hallways. That it's 4:30 a.m. and I'm out of beer. Shit. Enjoy the rest of the stream. Have a good night, man. Thanks for stopping in.
Gotta go sleep. But he's been frustrated about what? Huh?
About like how little time or how many things are being made. He was really against the idea of doing Disney Plus shows, apparently, in just period.
Well,
He didn't want to do it. And he just people were like having to chase him down in hallways to like get his attention, get him to look at things because he's like had so little time that he didn't even like. Yeah. So.
You got a bunch of great stuff. That's good.
Are you going to pull a Michael again today, Alex?
I'm going to go to sleep.
Yeah.
No, I just didn't contribute to that. I haven't been watching Marvel at all.
Yeah, you haven't seen anything since Endgame.
No, I watched
right? Loki and WandaVision.
And Loki.
Which were two good shows on the Disney.
Yeah, those are two of the things that have been genuinely good.
But I don't know. I lost steam on it. It seemed like it was going to become a lot of work to keep up with, and
it has been like a bit of a chore.
It felt like it was going down and down in quality, from what I heard. So I just gave up on it.
Yeah, I mean, having kept up with most of it, except for Secret Invasion.
Yeah, only Sage watched Sam Jackson.
Yeah, that yeah, I mean, it has been a chore, and that would have especially been a chore, but you know.
Well, it's funny because, Ulysses Sky, for example, and maybe Sky more than Ulysses, but as soon as Endgame came out, she was like, great, yeah, I'm never watching another Marvel movie. It's over. It had an ending, and I don't ever need to see anything else.
Which I bet a lot of just regular audiences sort of felt
I think a lot of people felt that way. It's like, oh, it's over. Yeah, it was a good ending. I'm very glad that was worth it. And I don't. Why would I watch another thing?
Right.
Fuck. God damn it. I don't know what else I could be doing better.
I feel like there's gotta be. I mean, I think your strategy going up in the hallways is the ramps is pretty smart. I don't know if there's.
Can't stay up there forever though because your ammo starts to just.
Right. And stuff spawns up there. Too.
And stuff will spawn behind you, so you can't rely on it fully.
Yep. I don't know if there's possible better vantage points at all. But...
Not really. That's the other thing that's kind of annoying me about this room is it's like I feel like I can't maneuver around the sides very easily. It's like too straight, like down as like a hallway.
Straight.
I mean, I could move from side to side for sure.
I wonder if you stood in the middle of the, drop down your lava and come on the other side. If you're just watching two directions.
Yeah, can you do like a Martin Sheen in Apocalypse Now and kind of slowly come up above the lava with your head above the surface of it?
Well, I had a legitimate suggestion.
You did.
Your suggestion just made me think of Martin Sheen in Apocalypse Now. It would be cool to see, like, a deep-cut villain like Imperiex show up kind of unexpectedly in one of these Superman movies.
You get hired
pretty nuts. I'm sorry, what did you say? No, they'll dogpile you in there immediately.
Well, it's just like, yeah, what I keep seeing this character thinking of Imperiex. It just makes me think, like, wow, that is a cool, like, kind of Galactus-type villain that, yeah, a lot of people don't know that villain.
Right.
And
it'd be different, at least.
So it's not like you'd have to make it a huge deal that villain is showing up. Like, you don't have to make a
promotional
Thanos situation out of it where you're setting up 5 movies for him. It's like,
sure,
Imperius could show up, just be a cool thing that fucking Superman beats the shit out of in space.
Right.
You know?
Sure.
And it's just, those are the kind of visual nods and deep cuts that I'm kind of looking forward to seeing in the James Gunn movies.
Well, since the universe is so in motion already, I feel like you have to get stuff like that.
Yeah. And DC has such a deep bench of ideas and characters that you can kind of sneak into the movie, and that you don't have to introduce necessarily, spend a lot of time establishing, but I feel like that's one of the joys of watching, like, the Justice League Unlimited cartoon or something.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like all these characters that you don't know their names, but they're given little moments to shine where you're like, oh wow, that's actually a good character, you know?
Right.
And it doesn't take a lot of time to, make them look cool, like Shining Knight and Vigilante or something, which are, of course, two characters I've loved since Justice League Unlimited, and would love to see live-action versions of those takes in particular.
Right.
Because I've seen other
comics,
artist renderings, been like, I'm not as in love with those looks, but if you're just kind of doing the archetypal Arthurian knight and archetypal cowboy, except he rides a motorcycle, then it's kind of easy to sell those concepts. Yeah.
Jesus. Oh my God. I just got hit once by a thing.
Because a lot of DC characters are like I described Ant-Man earlier in Quantumania, where there are a lot of like sort of B-list or maybe lesser characters that stick through in a fight,
Right.
They hold their own in a fight, and you see kind of what's admirable about each of these characters, even though some aspect of them might be lame. Because I will admit there's a lot of DC characters where there's like an aspect of them on the surface that's like a little lame or dated, because some of these characters were made and drawn in 1940, so the visual sensibilities just seem so anachronistic for some of them. Like Plastic Man has maybe one of the worst or gaudiest looking costumes in comics in a way, but it's also part of the appeal after a certain point for that character, is that, plus like the fact that this guy is just insane, like, but
he's like an eldritch monster.
Yeah. Like, so of course this like guy that's like scarier than, crazier than Deadpool, much scarier.
Way scarier.
Of course he would dress like this, like some fucking Jim Carrey character or something like that.
Right.
Even that.
But yeah, and to finish what we were saying earlier, like a lot of the Batman animated series, Batman Beyond, and all those, a lot of those creators were initially doing some of those DC animated films.
Yes, that's part of why they were good.
Like Superman Doomsday was one of their first ones, and after that, there's been a lot of creators that were kind of mentored by them that have also been directors of animation.
Damn it, stop spawning more shit. This room needs to fucking end. Oh my god.
Like, this animator, Jay Oliva, I'm pretty sure he was, like, mentored by kind of that DCAU team. And he was kind of in charge for a lot of the, from, what was the first one? The Justice League War animated film all the way on through to...
Once they started making those interconnected.
Yeah, when they were doing, like, the New 52 phase of animated movies.
Yeah.
That Jay Oliva guy, I think he was pretty much in charge of all those. And it's been...
Hey, what's up, Cal?
Hey.
And it's been the same team basically on all these Tomorrowverse movies. You know, same style, same like overhead art direction for it, and those I have not been as big on as I was even the New 52.
I like that very first Superman one, and then it kind of fell off after that.
Yeah. Like, there are some interesting parts in their version of Crisis on Infinite Earths. Like, I really liked the focus on Psycho Pirate.
Yeah, that was cool.
Because Psycho Pirate is a good villain and character.
That's another one that people have no idea what that is, too, for the most part.
Right. But that's one of those films that does a good job of telling you why. Oh, yeah. This character, he might dress like a dork or something, or like a Shakespeare theater kid. But he's a scary motherfucker.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, fucking toads.
Like, he's in the same realm of villain as the character Dr. Destiny, who people might have remember more recently as like David Thewlis played him.
What the fuck? God damn it. Come on.
And am I wrong, or did they had a version of Dr. Destiny appear in the Justice League animated series?
Oh, he totally, yeah, it was like a kind of whole two-parter dedicated to him and everything.
Yeah, and that was a great show for that character. Also, does this not seem like a layup? But shouldn't Dr. Fate and Dr. Destiny be sort of arch hero and villain to each other?
Yeah, that would make sense if they were connected a little bit more. How are there still more fucking guys spawning? Am I doing something? Am I just... Is there a completely different goal
that's what
here?
I was asking earlier. It's like, is the goal just to clear the room?
I mean, that's been every room in the entire game up to this point, so if they switch it up on me all of a sudden, I would be very confused as to how that makes sense as a game design.
In some room...
You got hurt the room?
Oh, yeah, it's just the same thing.
In some room last week, in the chat, didn't they suggest to, like, find a switch or something? Hitting a switch or something?
Yeah, but that was still, like, unrelated to the combat itself that you still had to do.
I always feel like you should do extra damage if you're shooting them in crotch.
The RoboCop game you do.
Right.
There's a whole mechanic just based around that.
Wow, that was a great game.
And the sequel comes out later this year.
Oh, really?
I mean, it's like it's like a small sequel. It's not like a full game in quite in the same way, but it's like not quite DLC, but also it's like it's too big to just be DLC, but it's not quite enough to be like a full retail release either. Somewhere in the middle. Kind of like the Miles Morales Spider-Man game was. Like it's not the second one, but
okay.
I want that studio to do Judge Dredd next. I think that'd be sick.
You can make such a great Dread game.
I mean, you can do amazing things with Dredd. No, welcome in, Cal. Hope you're doing good today.
Would you have that be first person as well?
Oh, definitely.
Main Dread.
Yeah, I think that has to be a first person game. That would make sense as anything else. It's all based around his gun.
Yeah.
To such a degree that I don't. Jeez, I don't know if I can even fucking do this. I feel like I have no room to maneuver around this area. I feel like every time I feel like I get further than the last try, and then they just keep spawning more guys. I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to do to get this to stop.
Just say to purge the room.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's all it is kill all the enemies. That's all the whole game's been. And like maybe the occasional like different thing, but there's clearly no enemies in the room if it's something else. I start with a good amount of stuff too at the checkpoint. It's not like I'm like out of ammo or anything. I mean, this is practically the first room of this entire area. We basically haven't gotten anywhere.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, if I ever wrote a Dr. Fate comic book, those are two villains I would want to use in the series would be Dr. Destiny. And then this villain that's never been used except is in the New 52 Batgirl comic, which is called the Mirror.
Like the French word?
No, just Mirror.
Oh,
Yeah.
mirror. Oh, okay. I thought you said mirror.
Oh. Although fighting you can't get from it's not But it's that's a thing I feel like in a lot of DC comics that they'll try for a character like they gave Dr. Fate a comic during the New 52, which was a new kid, a new Dr. Fate. And it did last for a few issues, and I kind of liked that comic. But there's a lot of characters, they'll give them these comics, like a Wolverine comic or like a Gambit comic would probably be less likely to succeed than a Wolverine comic.
Oh, certainly.
And in the case of characters like these, like, they might try to create some completely new cast of characters just for that series. Or a completely brand new villain. And it's like, you have such a deep bench of memorable characters.
You don't have to come up with something new for every single little thing.
Yeah, and it's a disservice to some of these characters that are underused,
Oh, absolutely.
And it's just like, you could maybe finally start to, like, push these characters into the A tier a little bit more.
Right.
Something like Dr. Fate, if you gave him these kind of notable villains that already have some cachet, because people are like, oh, I remember
Justice League, where that guy showed up.
Yeah, or like within comics circles, like they'll like, God, it's the character from Sandman comics,
Right.
And they might remember this character from the first arc of Batgirl in the New 52, but I think he would just happen to have he's got a perfect look, the character, and would have a perfect sort of contrasting philosophy with Dr. Fate. As with Dr. Destiny, because Dr. Destiny usually uses that mystical gem that he has to kind of like bend people's wills and destinies to his own. And, of course, Dr. Fate is about letting fate act out as it will. So, obviously, they have a conflicting ideology that makes sense.
Right. Can fucking stop spawning and more enemies. But it also doesn't help how red this room is,
So
because
red.
sometimes it's like I don't fucking catch when guys are near me until they're already hitting me. Jesus Christ, man.
It's like a war zone. It's like there's like fucking lasers and projectiles going everywhere.
This shit is insane.
Yeah, no, a Wolverine series usually does sell books, but
Ah!
yeah, if I'm
Shit over here. Oh, quick break, and I'm just checking in on whether I need to ride. No.
Yeah.
Haven't missed anything spider
Apparently,
related.
I've also been talking about comic books still. But yeah, if I think about it, Wolverine is really the only character solo in the X-Men that can sell books.
Oh yeah, yeah. He does fine. Like they do like a thing just for him.
I mean, I feel like a Storm book should be able to sell some comics.
I think a Storm book would sell.
It should. It's a problem with, I don't know. It's you always have to find the right line between tying in their character connections that they already have with the X-Men and stuff like that, obviously.
Right.
But then when they have their own solo series, I get the need or the compulsion to like kind of fill out their interior life.
Oh, dude, fuck off. Come on. I was doing so well. I don't even think there's any health left for me to go get.
Yeah, I felt like you're doing a really good job staying alive on that.
Because the shit feels like it just doesn't end. So I actually wanted to have a little riot. Jesus goddamn Christ. Okay, I'm fucking lowering the difficulty because I don't think I can do this.
It's all good, man.
You used to getting grants.
Like, did I accidentally hit hard? Do you guys see me do that? Like, let me hit medium and make absolutely sure.
I didn't see shit.
Lowering the difficulty, unfollow. Maybe I hit hard on accident and I just didn't realize it. There, that's me rioting. Oh, wait, what the fuck?
Careful with Paris and Fox, man. The Europeans see how to ride.
Yeah, right. I was gonna say when there are riots in America, it could be so silly.
Boy, are you kidding me? Dude, during riots in Paris, they burned down the central bank.
That's Paris. I mean, they should have burned down all Paris.
Fair enough, but that's a little more impressive than in America where they just burned down the Walgreens.
Yeah.
It's definitely not more civil.
No, they get rowdy.
It's way crazier.
I just meant about the comment.
Oh, that type of yeah. That is a very civil. Okay, get it. I'm got it right.
Well, usually it's
It's okay. It's
usually a more than one person kind of situation.
That is true.
Kind of takes two to tango with the rival.
Yeah, I think when one person's rioting, it's called psychotic break.
Yeah, which we have a lot of that in America too. So
It's true.
a lot of solo rioting here.
Oh, every time you're on the bus, there's a solo riot happening.
I got a kick out. I saw this video. Do you know what the bean is in Chicago?
Oh yeah.
Clitoris? Well, I don't know, man. You asked about a beam. I'm just a gal trying to throw a temper tantrum.
No, it's like
is it because Hulk isn't doing enough of temper tantrum for you? Or are you just trying to match his energy, kind of, you know?
But in Chicago, there's this.
It's literally
it's like a piece of public.
It's a big metal beam.
Yeah, it's like shaped like a
Black
bean, and it's like it has like a mirrored surface, so you got to do like a funhouse mirror.
So you're telling me that there's just a giant metal clitoris in public?
Sure.
I know what you're talking about.
I mean, I understand. I just
saw a video of like a family was out with their pet rabbit for some freaking reason.
Like on a leash or something?
No, they're just letting it run around.
Okay.
back to crying about my gameplay and rivals. Have fun, guys.
All right, good luck.
No worries. We'll be talking about giant metal clitorises while you're gone. Just throw it, Alex, off.
But these people had their pet rabbit, and it was like running around the bean.
Yeah.
And then they picked it up.
Thing, the rabbit. That must have taken a while. Rabbits are pretty big. Well, I mean, I'm imagining a pet rabbit do its like.
I don't. I mean, it wasn't like doing laps around the bean. They just had it out,
just running around it. Like,
yeah.
Not like literally in circles.
Yeah, it's just like it was scampering in the vicinity of the bean.
Oh. Okay. Did it flick the bean after that? Or?
You can't flick the bean in public, Alex. I feel like I've had to tell you this a lot.
Anyway.
Yeah.
This psycho woman comes up and starts screaming at him, going, "It's like, that's not your fucking rabbit, you piece of shit. That's not your rabbit. Put the fucking rabbit down." It was like passing out. The family was like, "What the fuck?" They were like trying to shield their rabbit's eyes.
It was their rabbit,
It was
though?
definitely their rabbit.
Okay.
Rabbit went to them. It was just like a psychotic. I literally saw a comment under the video. It's like, "Oh yeah, I live in Chicago. That crazy lady screams on my block."
Like they have their own sass.
Hopefully that they don't have to look at her peeing on Whole Foods.
I'm sure that happens every once in a while.
Yeah, fries, but probably every day.
Oh, organic urea.
What'd you say?
Yeah, what did you say?
Urea is like an ammonia-based fertilizer.
Oh, okay.
It smells like this, basically.
I thought you were saying urethra.
Now it's a big deal when the Ukraine war broke out because Russia and Ukraine were like the #1 urea suppliers in the world. And then people were like, "Oh no, how are we going to grow food if we don't have Ukrainian piss?"
He's been alive for a while now.
Well, I restarted the level.
He hasn't gotten to the part where he's just going to shit in his mouth.
But everybody that goes to Chicago,
It is like the most iconic piece of art or whatever. I mean, it's one of the major tourist. They put it in all the Chicago shit.
Is it considered modern art?
I would not consider it classical art.
Well, for sure.
I don't know what you call it.
It's crazy to me that people are calling
mirror.
public masturbation art.
It's a big mirror beam.
It's like our version of,
It's like that cherry in the
I do know what it is.
Right. Well, I was just gonna say it's like our
Oh,
version
you
of-
are aware of the beam.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I see people masturbating in public all the time.
I was gonna say like like the walker, the giant cherry
Because-
spoon.
Yeah, no, I know.
Sage, does an epigynon have a beam?
No idea.
Do you flip it?
No clue. Don't know what you're talking about.
But you must have been looking at one this like last night.
Turn to monk. Hey, what's up?
What's up?
One for the blood god. Ooh, shit.
I don't know. Would you say that's like in Minnesota, Alex, that's our fucking version of the bean? Is that big?
Yeah,
spoon and cherry?
the piece of art that they put on everything.
Oh,
Yeah, like
Jesus.
on the postcards and shit.
That's going pretty well. This
That's our
level is
beam.
kind of kicking my ass, though.
Does every city have a beam?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Every sorry, somebody just I'm like in every city now.
Say, you're not being productive with this conversation. I'm asking,
I'm
does
not
every
trying.
city have like a lame piece of public art they put on all the postcards?
Of course they do. Of
I
course they do.
suppose-
Sometimes it's just a bridge.
I only really know that too, though.
But yeah, like the Statue of Liberty.
Now, how are you doing today? Return to monk.
I guess Statue of Liberty maybe counts, but it's not quite the same.
Not
It's
necessarily.
not like an
Yes.
asinine piece of public art that nobody understands.
I know what the Statue of Liberty is when I look at it, so I think that's how it's different.
Yeah. But if you didn't really know about
Now, imagine her masturbating in public. That's a big beat.
that, she would be flicking the beam.
Give me your tires, give me your Porsche.
But if you didn't know about the history of it, like, it was just some big green lady, I mean, would you... I guess it's still more impressive.
It's
than
way
the
more
bean.
impressive than the bean or the spoon with a cherry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I mean, just size-wise. Well, my city is a building made by a racist on their cards that said building burnt down a few months. Well, I mean, that seems like a good thing.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Hey.
We're
That's a plus.
burning down a racist building.
Although, if we're, again, in just a discussion of the cherry spoon and bean and whatever, I do think our spoon and cherry is actually a cooler thing than the bean in some way.
Yeah.
Besides, the mirrored surface is the only thing.
Yeah, that's what I was
Shout
gonna
out to when you
say,
get it.
like-
Hell yeah.
I feel like it's a better novelty tourist thing than the cherry and the spoon. I will say the cherry and the spoon probably took more effort to create and imagine,
Yeah.
which is not very impressive. but like, if you're gonna take your stupid greasy kids down to Chicago and try to have like a family,
They're stupid Greek. Where are they all Italian and shit?
whoa, I'm gonna burn down your building.
Hey man, for some reason Italians are one of the only groups that get described as Greece. So common.
There's also no group of people that enjoy stereotypes about themselves more than Italians.
That is true.
I mean, that's just a fact.
Was it that?
I feel like in New Jersey, it's like a contest who
can be the most
stereotype.
That's absolutely
I
the
feel like
case.
that's like the motto of the state. Like,
What wasn't
be
it?
the biggest stereotype you could be.
Wasn't that reporter? Was it Cuomo or who was that journalist who was like actually offended by? Being
Oh, that was that was Chris Cuomo.
Yeah, the brother.
Yeah.
Somebody called him like Fredo, which is just a reference to the movie The Godfather.
Right.
And he was like, that's
Hey.
well, he literally said that's the N word for Italians.
Dude, no.
Yes, he did. I mean, no, it's not.
No,
but-
it isn't. Yeah.
No, oh God, no, it's so not. But that is what his claim
That's what
was.
he said.
That's that's the bullshit that he tried to say.
I bet that's the only time ever that somebody's just been called just Fredo, just as a stereotypical Italian thing.
I mean, even if it comes up a lot, it's just
one of the few.
The other thing is there are. I mean, like the sting's been taken out of them over the decades, but there are some like what once were considered extremely like offensive slurs for Italians that already exist.
Yeah, Dago is far worse.
well, let's not say them.
What's that?
Let's not say them on the stream.
Well, but I mean, anachronistically,
you can be offensive to Italians.
No, I agree, but I mean, you could literally get like striked on the channel for shit like that. So yeah,
you can't say WAP on the channel.
Maybe not continue to do it.
I was gonna say some of these though are like 100 years old. Like I feel like they've taken.
Yeah, they're real strict about that shit.
There's a country in Africa called Guinea.
I think that's okay.
Okay.
Those stupid British.
Well, in honor of Asian and Pacific Islands,
Shit on Italians.
I'm going to take a big shit on Italians.
Yeah.
Nah. Nah, what?
Fuck the French.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, hey.
Totally.
We shit on the French
yeah.
constantly.
Yeah, absolutely.
I wish there was more slurs.
Yeah, I'm just playfully ribbing the Italians. I'm going to start on the French.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Italians, it's all fun and games. The French, there's some real like.
What are the worst things you can say about the French? Piss lickers? Is that one?
Is that one? Is that one? I have heard Scottish people say smashing pissers as a euphemism for sex. That's a pretty gross one. It's not insulting, but
I wish that. For
the French,
I can't think of really good ones for the French.
I mean,
well,
like
because saying the French is bad enough.
The French is a slur.
The Simpsons gave us cheese-eating surrender monkeys.
That's a good one. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, Frog just doesn't fit.
I forgot about Frog.
Some of those old school ones, like, and the origin story is fun, like calling British people limeys. Like, why they call them limeys? Oh, they had to eat limes because they got scurvy. It's like,
oh, it's so insulting.
They ate a lime.
Yeah, French.
Who would eat a lime?
Is that really where it comes from? They ate a lime?
Because they had, because the British Navy, they got scurvy all the time. So the British started bringing limes on their ships so people could get vitamin C when they figured out that's why people get scurvy, and then that's why they called them lime.
That makes a lot more sense to me.
Yeah, that's a pretty lame origin story for something like that, though.
Yeah.
Scurvy's not good.
I've never had it.
No, because you don't actually need a lot of vitamin C, so unless you're locked on a boat for months with none, you will just get it in your everyday life. Well, getting scurvy in the modern era is
pretty hard.
Extreme.
Do you think Mr. Beast is going to do like a scurvy challenge?
Maybe. It's just like people's teeth start falling off. I really want that PlayStation.
They start talking like this.
Their hair's coming out. Like, I love GTA 6 is coming.
They just dropped a new trailer for that this morning.
I haven't seen that yet.
It looks great. It looks awesome. Generational leap forward.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been
13 years.
12 right now, but it'll be 13 years by the time it actually comes out, though.
Right.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Rockstar, it's worth it. You know, when the Rockstar games actually release, because there's such a long time in between them. I mean, even Red Dead 2, which was their last game, was 2018.
I did hear it's going to actually be pretty sad to kill random civilians now, though.
How so?
Apparently if you come back, like, families will be Like,
Dude, that double tap. Come back and run the family over. Oh, that's great. I love that. That just makes it way more fun.
like, that is not what they intended.
Yeah, if we were like kids again playing Grand Theft Auto, that would totally be our first impulse.
That's my first impulse now. Imagine having a family.
Not for long.
Yeah, if I have anything to say about it, none of those NPCs are going to have it. I'm going to pull, like, the fucking Thomas Jane Punisher, but I'm going to wipe out their entire bloodline.
Just because you accidentally clipped one.
It
They all have to do.
It wasn't an accident.
I'm pulling a Woolsey Dog and some Vice Principals and going like, I'm burning this fucking
That is still some of the hardest I've ever laughed at
one of
anything.
the funniest scenes I've ever seen in scripted. Like, easily.
I think that's one of his most quotable lines of all time, even with the Boyd lines from Justified.
Yeah, even with any of his dramatic, like, you know, really, really great, like, dramatic acting.
Yeah.
Fuck being the bigger person. I'm cursing your bloodline with male pattern baldness. Shit. Half the bloodlines in the world already are.
Don't see a thing. Don't get really sad about it.
I don't want him to have to staple that fake hair into my scalp. You guys start really going bald. What's the game plan?
I shave my head immediately, and I refuse to have a shitty comb over for 30 years like so many adult men do.
That's a good.
Just fucking do it. Just lean into it. It doesn't matter.
I'm getting hair.
You're getting hair plugs?
Oh.
I have long, luscious hair. I just cut mine recently, but when my hair's grown out, I have, like, Farrah Fawcett quality hair. and without anything in it, either.
That sounded like Michael was talking about the monkeys, dude.
Well, take it up with God, man.
Take it up with Farrah Fawcett.
Take it up with Farrah Fawcett.
She's up there. She's probably... Talk to her.
I've seen that.
You guys have a meeting with God? Do you go up to heaven and go right to the meeting with God?
I'm taking it up with God.
You
You probably gotta wait a while. I'm sure he's got other shit going
I thought
on.
you had to talk to like Peter at the gates and stuff.
well, no. I'm saying
I'm gonna hit this man with the meanest right hook.
once you get up to heaven, are you going straight to talk to God, or are you gonna like check heaven?
Oh,
You got
like
people- you got
what do you want to do first, sort of thing.
Yeah, right. Like say you've got a meeting with God, right? God's like stop by sometime in the afternoon. You get up there around 1 o'clock. Do you go straight to meet with God, or are you like checking heaven out? Are you seeing stuff?
I think I'm checking it out.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
you
I'm
got
gonna
people
walk
you want
around.
to talk to. Or?
Sightseeing, at least. You know, like what's going on?
You think they have a bean up in heaven?
Yeah, I'm sure someone is definitely publicly masturbating in heaven right now. Oh, y'all think I'm going to heaven? No, I'm going to hell fighting my way to heaven.
That's true. Alex,
I'm not going to
That
heaven.
is a faulty
Right.
assumption that any of us are going to.
I'm going to heaven.
You're going to heaven? Come on.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. I'm gonna be such a Karen at the gate. I'd be like, "What do you mean my name's not on the list?"
So you're not going to heaven. You're just going to make a big stink about the fact that you're not going to heaven.
No, I'm gonna bully some low-paid employee at the pearly gates into letting me into heaven.
Are they low paid?
Yeah,
I don't know. What does God pay?
The
Reaching
universe is like infinite.
I don't know, man. I think you can probably just berate your way.
You think you can berate and bribe angels up there and shit?
You're gonna try to bribe them and just be a dick.
So
That doesn't sound like heaven-like behavior.
I just don't know how you expect this to work out in your favor.
I don't know, man. I have seen when I worked retail, I have seen a angry middle-aged
God
white,
better pay more than $7.25 an hour.
I have seen an angry middle-aged white woman
Okay.
basically get whatever they want. by
Okay,
going
we're
to
an hour and a half into the stream, and I haven't gotten out of this fucking room, so I'm lowering the difficulty. I don't care anymore.
Go to always.
We're only on medium.
Oh, okay.
Like, we're literally only on medium, and I cannot even get out of this room.
Damn, why is this so much harder than all the other shit?
I don't know. The game has not been this difficult the entire rest of the game. I don't know why there's such a massive difficulty spike all of a sudden.
That's weird.
Safe thing wouldn't paint chips. He's just getting done. Ooh, getting called out by the chat, right?
Bitch, man.
He really doesn't like when you talk about his spider children, so you can bring that up too, you know?
Shut the fuck up.
He really doesn't-
Come on, Sage. I've watched you lower the difficulty on several games.
Yeah, Sage. Come on, man.
Yeah, man. No, we've spent an hour and a half on this shit. Absolutely. I am not.
Yeah.
No more, dude.
That ship's
No fucking more.
Yeah,
he was already talking about Farrah Fawcett hair and stuff like that.
You guys could be jealous of Alan Wake and Silent Hill.
I like you just call him out. Just call.
Who are you? You can't. Who are you?
Don't talk to his chat like that. It's your fault we're in the walk-in prison.
God damn it with the fridge.
Oh, that fridge was great.
Silent Hill's different because I got scared. I'm hamster. I don't actually know what you're talking about.
Yo, where's Return from Monkey from? Are you from the north? I don't know who else says simple as. People up in the north of England.
I never do. He's him. All right,
Yeah.
all right. No, I never do know. Being scared is even more bitch than lowering the difficulty. All right, well, don't fight in the chat.
It's true. Everybody gets scared by different stuff.
I
though.
get scared every mention of Nancy Reagan.
Brodus!
If there's any historical figure I fear more than any other, it's Nancy Reagan.
I haven't watched The Cable Guy again.
You guys have
The
been
Jim
freaking
Carrey.
you out.
Yeah, the
Do
Jim
not-
Carrey movie.
I do not like that.
It is a slightly disturbing film.
It's a fucked up movie.
That is the scariest, like, horror. I get scared by women.
Women can be quite intimidating.
Alex gets scared of Karens. No, Jim Carrey and the Cable Guy, like, that is genuinely the scariest film of all time to you.
Yeah, for sure. Unquestionably, dude. I don't like that shit. Some weird psycho without like a past comes and tries to like steal your family and turn everyone in your life against you. Fucked up.
It's funny to me that the movie is, like, basically a comedy.
That's a fucked up plot to a movie.
to be fair,
Like that's something that like actually induces anxiety. It'd be like somebody
Well,
just
that
like,
could happen.
Somebody just picks you out and it's like, oh, I'm gonna start lying to people about what a piece of shit you are and setting you up and ruin your marriage. And like, dude, what?
to be fair to Alex, like,
Oh, no, I get it.
It is part thriller in the script of that movie. Like, there is a thriller element to that.
Just the concept of somebody being like, I'm gonna fuck your life up. I don't have a life, and I have nothing better to do than think of ways to destroy everything that matters to me. Like, that's terrifying.
Like it's shot as a comedy.
Yeah, for sure.
And the fact that it's Matthew Broderick
and
and
Jim Carrey.
Like, yeah, obviously,
That definitely.
it's hard to take it super seriously, but there is a way in which that film is made.
Oh, no, I do see it. I
Yeah,
definitely
yeah.
see it.
I don't know. That's the kind of stuff that, like, I don't get freaked out by, like, monsters or, like slashers or anything like that. But, like, that just seems too real. Like,
Well, I mean, part of your description of Jim Carrey in that movie, minus the trying to take your family part, also kind of sounds like the Joker from Batman or something. This you know,
This is like people in prison doing life. I ain't got nothing to lose. You got everything to lose.
No, it is. That movie is like some Joker shit, because he'll be telling like stories about his childhood, and you'll find out it's from some episode of a TV show he saw, and like you don't actually know anything about this guy.
Yeah. And just when we said that there's like drifter with no past or whatever starts terrorizing people, I was like, yeah, that's like the Joker.
Okay, I mean, it is. It is. Yeah.
But yeah, I forgot that he does just make up his past. Too.
Yeah, like
multiple different times too.
Yeah,
just straight up killing Joker.
Before Christopher Nolan,
Christopher Nolan Joker. Yeah, just like just making up stories about his origin. It's like, wait a minute, wasn't that on an episode of Family Matters?
Well, first it was Alan Moore's Joker, and then it was Christopher Nolan's Joker. But
in between, it was Family Matters. How does the family matter? There ain't no family.
That's two Steve Urkels and no family on a show called Family Matters.
That is my favorite Key and Peele sketch.
Such a good one.
There is no Jaleel Carl, only Steve.
I've not really been paying attention. How many times have you done this on YouTube now?
This is the first.
Yeah, he hasn't made it to the
This is the room here.
Oh, you just walked in.
Because I'd hate to say it, if we can't do it on low, we're going to have to split it into streams. That's relatively similar thing.
It'd be nice to have you listen to.
He is a great help in this game, that's for sure.
Yeah, if I think of historical figures that I'm most disturbed by, it's like Jeffrey Dahmer, and then it's like Nancy Reagan. It's like,
we have a Jeffrey Dahmer emote, just so everybody knows in the chat there, though, too.
I forgot.
That's the Ulysses in there.
Yeah, that's Ulysses.
Oh, God, he's so bitter. He basically is the Jeffrey Dahmer of our time, isn't he? Ulysses.
Yeah.
Besides, I guess, the gay part, but, you know, otherwise.
Well, you know, we don't know what he's doing in the cemetery at night.
That's true.
You hear about that woman who got arrested because she was pregnant with a dead man's baby?
With a dead man's baby.
Was that the next Pirates of the Caribbean movie?
That does sound like the next fucking movie.
No, she worked at like a morgue.
Oh. And she fucked the dead body?
Yeah.
Oh! Oh, Ulysses
there's-
must be super into that.
There's viable sperm in the
If it's fresh enough.
I don't know all the details about how that went down.
We'll ask him this.
Yeah, he'll know. He'll know. He'll be like, oh shit. You guys heard about that?
It's like, I was that man. That's interesting. I mean, I want to look that up. Dead man's sperm. That does sound like a Pirates of the Caribbean.
I'm telling you, man. It's Pirates of the Caribbean 7. Dead Man's Come.
There's like dead men in like two of those titles. Dead Man's Chest and Dead Man's Chest. So, yeah.
Yeah. It's gonna be the next movie.
I got fooled by the enemy.
What?
That not actually happen?
Fake news.
Oh, well, I'll still ask.
Well, maybe they'll still make another Pirates of the Caribbean movie and use that title.
Dude, because of course I'm.
Well, you gotta fact check everything.
I wasn't, of course, like super interested in Pirates of the Caribbean even by the end when it was just Johnny Depp. I mean, I'm obviously if Johnny Depp's completely gone, it's like, well, come on, God. But if they do make a Pirates of the Caribbean where he's got like some pirate fish hooker wife that is played by Amber Heard, and then it's like
You think they're going to be in a movie together after all that?
but it's like about like a pirate seafaring version of Amber Heard spreading shit and Jack Sparrow's bed or whatever. Like, I would watch that part.
be an interesting movie, I guess.
I don't know if there's anything
But no,
that
I
could convince
don't
me to
think they'll
watch a
have-
Pirates of the Caribbean movie ever again.
Well, okay, Alex. Yes, viable sperm can be retrieved from deceased men.
Interesting. Okay.
You're on the list now.
It's responsible to achieve a viable pregnancy with sperm retrieved post-mortem. It's called posthumous sperm retrieval. Weird that they
We're gonna have to quiz Ulysses to see if he's engaging in this activity.
I'll take a screenshot of the facts here so we...
Yes, please do.
It has to be typically within 24 to 36 hours of death.
Okay.
Still running around in your balls, so I'm not too dead. Well, it's like, when are you really dead, right? Like, a bunch of cells and stuff are still alive for a while until you die. Yeah.
Apparently, there's ethical concerns about doing that.
Oh, are there?
It just says that on Google. So just Google's AI answer gave me, they're like, some consider it ethically dubious,
To pump cum out of a dead body?
PSR was ethical questions about consent, respect for the deceased, and
They've got a whole acronym and everything for it.
and the potential impact for any resulting child. There have been documented cases of successful pregnancies and healthy children born recently, so...
Do they all come out looking like Tim Burton?
That would be cool if that's like how we got our first vampires or something like that. That'd be a cool science fiction lore behind it, right?
Yeah.
Like if Alex is... I mean, not Alex, if you listen to something all the time out these dead bodies.
Alex
To
only
make
pumps come out of gnomes.
To make vampires?
Yeah, well, like... Ulysses seems like the mad scientist type who kind of accidentally invent vampires like that.
Invent
I just
posthumous semen cum pumping dead vampire. I
don't know if this movie's getting made.
I'm just saying, Ulysses wants to make it. So. No, I'm just saying the children that result of this weird in vitro fertilization method with dead men's sperm. Like if these kids started like
turning into vampires?
Yeah, manifesting weird once they're like 17 or whatever, they just start developing weird, fucking like we need to talk about Kevin type personality quirks and then physiological.
Maybe that's where Ezra Miller actually came from.
that does make a lot of sense.
And now I feel like it was too easy.
Yeah.
I felt like that. I'm done with it already. I felt like that felt too easy.
The jump from low to medium is just insane.
Yeah. Well, and it didn't feel like that I mean, this is the DLC. I beat the game without ever feeling like I needed to do that. But
he did. Ulysses did say some of these later rooms are gonna be a bitch.
But before we get off the subject, I just thought it was some more interesting facts. It says requests for PCR are becoming more frequent, particularly in cases of unexpected death or when a patient has expressed a desire to have children after their death.
Okay.
With regulations and guidelines, while some countries like Israel and the United States approve of they approve of it. Interesting.
they approve of. Well, there's got to be like a better, catchier term for this dead body.
It almost sounds like
Pump.
Pabst Blue Ribbon, like instead of.
Well, I didn't. If I liked Pabst Blue Ribbon, I think it might be ruined for me. But luckily, I don't. So
Yeah. Thankfully, it's the shitty kind of beer that you might expect dead men's come to show up in. Alex, you know.
yeah, there's a ton of dead men's coming Pabst Blue Ribbon. That's why it tastes that way.
Like when they used to say bull semen would be in, fucking Red Bull. Yeah.
That's why the bull's so red.
And it kind of.
Well, it's like fake bull semen.
Yeah, it's like synthetic full testosterone. Yeah.
been an interesting series of conversations
Yeah. BBC wrote an article about it, so let's see what they have to say.
about how to get cum out of a dead body.
Yeah, about now I want to say PPR all the time. Every time I say it's after my Oh, a lot of the facts come from this article, I guess. And because it started to say evidence suggests, I was like, where did that go? I wondered if it was going to say evidence suggests that children are actually healthier born from dead man's cum or something like that. I thought it was going to say something ludicrous like that.
That would be a fucking claim.
Well, and then it says this weird thing about in England, like Chelmsford Fertility Clinic gave women wrong sperm. I don't know if they accidentally gave them dead men's semen.
It's like, I'm sorry, I need to return this cum. It's actually dead.
It's like, ooh, you know that baby you're having right now? It's like part zombie.
Vampire in Brooklyn. It's been a long time, but I have. That movie's really weird but also funny.
No, Sage said we'd watch it or something.
That's a good, like, grab a pack of beer and hang out and watch. That's a funny movie.
Crazy.
Well, because Eddie Murphy was cast in that film, and he thought he was going to be doing, like,
actual horror.
Well, yeah, like, he was like, I'm going to leave my, like, dramatic print on the vampire genre, like a Bram Stoker type fucking, movie. And then when he, like, got on set, it was, like, turned out to be a comedy, and he, like, is still kind of playing it serious. It's a weird movie. The tone of it is all over the place.
Yeah, I'll watch it with you if you watch it for afternoon tunes and stuff.
Yeah, I'll totally.
Watch it.
It's a funny movie. I thoroughly enjoy that film.
We could do that if Ulysses isn't still here on Saturday and Alex comes over for Saturday night. So we already got you 2 strikes with those Italian slaves.
Well, and that's not guaranteed, but they're definitely against terms and service. So now I feel invincible. And now this is like stupid how easy this is.
That's weird.
I guess it's a huge drop off.
How many bits for the whole crew to live react to white chicks? I mean, I've seen it, but I have seen it before.
I don't even think that movie is that funny.
No, I don't think it's funny at all. It's just kind of boring. I think.
Actor in living color, and don't be a menace. The Wayans brothers.
Oh, Requiem for a Dream.
You got to give it.
That's fair.
But then never anything else ever. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't have much of a reaction, honestly, to that movie.
We wouldn't laugh most of the movie.
Well, I wouldn't laugh, but I also don't dislike it enough for it to be funny. How much I don't like it, or I don't know. It's just kind of like
I'd be willing to do it.
I mean, if you want to give me money, sure.
That is a bland one, though.
I think it's just more bland than anything.
Yeah, I've only seen it one time, and I just don't think I ever felt the need to watch it again. Any part of it even.
Yeah, no, me neither.
I know the only thing that I realize is memorable in the movie after the fact, because gifts and stuff, is doesn't Terry Crews do the weird thing with his tongue in that movie?
I love that comedy, Requiem for a Dream.
Well, ass to ass.
Ass to ass is very funny.
Well, does Terry Crews do the weird thing with the baloney tongue or whatever in that White Chicks movie?
I don't remember.
You know that gif I'm talking about?
I do, but I don't remember if that's where it's from or not. It might be, but yeah, I'm honestly not
sure. I was like, when I saw that gif and I thought it was from White Chicks, I was like, I'm surprised I don't remember that from being in White Chicks at least. really is a disturbing study.
So you
It's like
just,
all the tongue shit in JoJo.
Yes.
Oh,
so are you just fighting versions now, basically?
so far in this room, it seems to be all that's coming out.
I hope they never bring that character back. I mean, I guess it's a different universe now.
Yeah, we've gone through 3 universes of JoJo now.
It's 3 universes in. It's a whole lot stranger now.
Kakyoin's cherry tongue fucking, I don't think will ever resurface.
That was some disturbing shit.
I don't think you've seen that, have you?
You played that specific thing.
Oh, did I? Okay.
Okay.
You play any? No. No, I don't have anything planned for that.
Like Ghost of... Wouldn't it seem kind of weird if we just all started playing like a bunch like, I don't know, Super Asian games or whatever, just to like canter or something? I don't know.
Yeah, no, I don't. I just don't like do event type games like that for anything.
Like Halloween is fun. I don't know.
But we also do so many horror games throughout the year
Yeah.
too that it's like even like a horror game for Halloween is kind of not special on our channel. It's kind of just typical.
For sure.
Yeah, if I saw 4 of the whitest people I know just start playing like a bunch of fucking...
If some other streamers want to do that, they'd be my guest. But I would feel weird doing it. I mean, yeah, but that was just because it was new.
I mean, we play a lot of Asian games on this channel.
Well, yeah.
Oh, we totally do. I just not for like a specific reason.
Yeah. I mean, we played some obscure games.
Oh yeah,
Detention was crazy, dude.
yeah. Go watch our detention stream for
That's the
Asian
quietest.
Heritage Month.
That's the quietest stream you will ever watch of us.
Yeah, it's so dark and so fucked up that like even as a group we were like, oh. All right.
So like the video game, for example, Audition or something like that.
I feel like it's more fucked up than Audition.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah. I don't
It's like Audition's fucked up and has a couple really disturbing moments in it, but like
Well, those are the ones that people think of.
for sure. But like Detention, I think is more disturbing
and bleak.
in like
Bleak.
yeah, because it's like it's like a supernatural haunting about, and like the spirits are coming from this period of like 30 years of like martial law that happened in Taiwan. From like the 50s to the 80s, and then like just the stuff, some of the like subject matter that gets brought up is just like
So they go Silent Hill 2 or something like
yeah, it's very. I guarantee Silent Hill was an influence on the game.
Yeah.
I guarantee it was.
Oh, something I learned just yesterday while watching your earlier.
Gox is doing a movie with the dude who did Audition. Oh wait, no, sorry. Is Charlie XCX? Do you mean Charlie Cox?
No,
or is that someone else?
Yeah, she's
okay.
that female. Fox too.
I don't know if I've heard of her before.
She's hot, so that's kind of why I know.
All right, that's good enough
I
for
don't
me.
know. She's had a couple.
Doing a remake of Audition. I heard something about like
with
American.
Charlie XCX.
I don't know if that's the movie with that she's in, but I think it's the director of the original Audition is doing a movie, and that's the movie she's going to be in.
When they remade Old Boy, wasn't it the same director as Old Boy that did the American remake?
I've never seen the American version.
I haven't either, but even though I know the American remake was hailed as it was less well regarded than.
Yeah, I mean the original Old Boy is a masterpiece. Don't you just make more fucked up movies? Korea, China, Japan, Serbia.
What's else?
Serbia. That's the worst one.
Of those 3, I think Korea makes.
I've seen a few Korean movies that are like fucking dark.
Yeah, I think they're horror.
They make some. Well, and they make just some. Like Parasite was such an unhappy movie.
I think Japan just kind of got to the scene first with some of their horror movies and stuff. And obviously their ghost haunting type movies are...
Oh, Jesus Christ. What? I can't see anything. What the fuck? Family comedy, old boy. Shit.
But I feel like in recent years, I feel like Korea has kind of stepped up the game a little bit on some of the...
Korea has become the country in Asia to make live action entertainment.
Yeah, because like Japan is so focused on anime as its primary industry.
In the 90s when Japan was making like live action horrors. That was
there's some analog horror and I think horror thrived in Japan because it's so low budget.
Yeah.
You know, but like for big industry film, there really is not much there. Oh shit.
Whereas I mean, Korea has a crazy developed film and television.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna watch all those Korean dramas.
Oh, there's so many damn Korean soap operas.
But
I'm not watching soap operas from any fucking country.
A lot of people all over the world watch the Korean.
Yeah. They do.
Yeah.
They love
They
them.
do. There's a lot of them.
Aunt Len watches the Korean soap.
I get it, but oh boy, is it family friendly as Are We There Yet with Ice Cube? I don't think that's the case.
Okay. Interesting.
I think Are We There Yet is a bit of a different caliber of...
I got dyslexic when I read that comment. I thought he was saying they were remaking Old Boy again with Ice Cube. I was like, what?
Maybe what they could do is remake Are We There Yet, but with the director of Old Boy doing it as a...
Park Chan or something.
I forget his name, but, you know... Have that guy do Are We There Yet remake.
Now, that I would see that Are We There Yet. I would see that.
Get like a Jordan Peele, like, music, like, remix of a big popular song.
Yeah. So, well, what Asian nationality is it in the raid?
They're Indonesian.
That's it. Yeah, it's an Indonesian movie. Yeah,
God, that's so bad.
the type of martial arts they use is unique to Indonesia. It was like invented there.
Oh shit! And that same director of the raid did an action movie with Tom Hardy recently on
Did
Netflix. Well, it's like a movie that was made back in 2021, but so that kind of tells you.
The answer about Mickey 17. What?
I never saw it.
What was the question? Were we asking a question about that movie? I don't even remember.
You never saw it, right?
No. But were we asking some sort of question about it? The trailer for the movie Jordan Peele tried to produce. I don't want to see anything for it. I fucking loved Barbarian, and I genuinely don't want to know anything about the movie before I see it, because I want to see that director just do what he's going to do right there on the spot.
Because that was part of the awesomeness of Barbarian too. Like I went in that pretty uninformed.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about it. I just heard people say it was good, and I was like, I'll check it out. And then it was like one of my favorite films of like ever.
And it's one of those few movies made today where it's like actually. It's relying on a surprise factor. And
right.
It's relying on the audience to be surprised by it.
Totally. And so I expect to at least be surprised by that director. Fuck you.
I did accidentally see the trailer on YouTube, so I won't.
You didn't know that it was that movie.
Yeah,
at the
just
time.
when those ads autoplay on YouTube.
I mean, I remembered I asked you before if you were going to see it. Oh, and you don't know if you ever followed up. Yeah, no, I mean, I wanted to, for sure. I mean, I just don't have a chance to go see that many movies. Sinners is probably the only thing I'll see until Superman comes out. I doubt I'll be at the theater again until then.
Well, we might see Thunderbolts, so.
Yeah, I read that's right. Yeah, I'll watch Thunderbolts.
I mean, I'll only tell you we should see it if I genuinely think it's good. But which again, I don't know what my expectations are for that. I have kind of non-expectations there, but
I also told Cal
I didn't expect. I don't expect it to be the worst Marvel. I think it's up. Yeah, it is.
Makes
It
sense.
is, it
Yeah,
is on that.
I should watch that now that it's on streaming.
I want to see Mission Impossible.
I would like to see it. I haven't seen the last one though, so I need to see that first.
I'll probably see Fantastic Four.
I'll see Fantastic Four. I'm cautiously optimistic about Fantastic Four.
That's one of those.
Thunderbolts, I think, looks fucking terrible, but I'm going to see it because people keep talking about it. I'm not seeing Until Dawn or Final Destination. No.
I was just telling Sage I will see Final Destination, but that I'm a fan of that series.
What?
What did you just walk? You walked into some.
I guess the machinery killed it.
I'm generally a bigger movie goer than Sage is, but
I just don't have time or money to spend on it.
right. Well, you're always welcome to go with me when I go to some of these things. I know some of them you have no interest in seeing, but
I can't just go see a movie for the sake of seeing a movie. It needs to look actively interesting to me for me to want to go spend
but
time doing
sometimes
it.
some of the most interesting movies I've seen are movies that I knew nothing about going into it, and I
Sure.
just pick it out
Yeah,
that day, and
that's exactly why I'm not seeing the movie.
And that's another one that where me and Sage would probably disagree, because I saw the trailer for that, and obviously because I've seen the game, Sage has played through it. I know what the game is supposed to be, and I know the movie.
I mean, it's just an unrelated film. I mean, it's not even Until Dawn. Like, I don't mind. You pay for my ticket. Cal literally also said the same thing. He was like, "I'll send you money to go see Thunderbolts right now," and I was like, "Well, okay, hold on." People are just going to start paying for my tickets and outsource my movie going, apparently.
But the trailer for Until Dawn, I did think had some aspects of it as its own thing going for it that reminded me of Cabin in the Woods a little bit, like all the different horror creature scenarios that seem to happen
Right.
every time they start the day over. And I was like, oh wow, that's kind of giving me Cabin in the Woods vibes. Obviously, it's not going to be as good as Cabin in the Woods.
Yeah, I definitely did not get that.
Visually, it's very easy to, but
Yeah, but they make so many movies where people are interested in, like, a cabin.
well, not just the Cabin in the Woods thing, but also the fact that every day they start over, it's clown zombies trying to kill them in one.
I guess I got more Happy Death Day vibes than I did Cabin in the Woods vibes.
it's a mix of Groundhog Day, and I guess I don't know if they were like directly inspired by Cabin in the Woods, but that was like one of those sort of visual, maybe unconscious inspirations I felt like was there.
Possibly, for sure.
Obviously, yeah, Groundhog Day is what they were going for, but
Right.
and generally, movies using the Groundhog Day premise generally turn out pretty good. I don't know why that is, but
I mean, I've heard a lot of people talk about that movie.
I'm sure Until Dawn sucks. But up till this point, the track record for movies that do that, whether it's Edge of Tomorrow, Happy Death Day,
I bet there's some bad examples out there, though. If you like looked up all the time loop movies, I bet there are more like.
a good one. I don't know.
I mean, maybe I'm wrong,
Is there a
but
Wikipedia page on that? Even that kind of lower budget one they did on Hulu, which was just Andy Samberg and who's that?
Spring. No,
It's a title like that.
I think I know.
Palm Springs.
Oh yeah, I think I remember that.
That was a decent time movie too. So generally, I'm just saying, on
The ones that
average,
come to mind.
yeah, are generally better. Let's see. Well, a movie literally called Time Loop probably isn't good, but
I mean, yeah, I mean, a lot of the high-profile ones are the ones you're talking about, but I wonder how many like low-budget kind of.
yeah, I'm sure those aren't. I never saw that. I guess some of these are just kind of time travel movies, though.
Yeah, I wouldn't count just time travel.
I think it has to be
It has to be
a
looping.
person that's stuck in a time loop they don't understand kind of situation.
Totally.
So, like,
Episode of Supernatural where they do the time loop thing is great.
That was a great episode, yeah. Yeah, a lot of these are time travel. There's a movie from 2017 with Marlon Wayans called Naked.
I guarantee that's not good.
Apparently a time loop.
Well, there you go. That's your shitty time loop movie.
I don't know anything about that one, so...
No, it's got... You know that it has Marlon Wayans in it. That's enough.
Huh.
Damn it.
That's interesting. I've never really heard of... Or, yeah, because it's in this category, but thought of Run Lola Run as a time loop movie. But in a weird way, how it's shot is kind of a Groundhog Day type film. That's interesting.
Oh, it's a different one.
Oh, now this movie's an interesting question, because it's not doing the Groundhog Day thing. But is 12 Monkeys a time loop movie? Just because it's a closed time.
Well, okay, so there's movies that there's time loops, but then there's like the on repeat. You're going to do this a bunch of times thing.
That's what I'm thinking.
Because I mean, if you count all time loops, then there's like things where it's like it loops at the beginning and the ending, and that. Yeah, Attack on Titan. Yeah. Like, there's a lot of other examples of a general loop where it's like it eventually kind of closes itself back. Later,
that's a closed time loop, right? When it's an Ouroboros thing.
Yeah.
So I guess that's a good way to make that distinction. I feel like.
So that's its. I feel like that's its own other type of time loop. Like, it is one, but it's like kind of different.
Oh, another great one of the just regular time loop kind of movie that we talked about, and that is hardcore science fiction, the Source Code.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
So like you said, the high profile ones I actually think are all pretty good. Now this Until Dawn is probably going to be the big straw that breaks the camel's back on that trend.
I mean, I've heard just terrible things about it.
Yeah.
It's fucking.
But there was something about the trailer I thought I would maybe like in the same way that I like the Final Destination movies, just seeing some of these like shallow characters get killed and whatever, it's I guess I feel with a lot of horror movies, but
it's just that Until Dawn was a much smarter thing.
Yeah,
it's actually pretty clever. And it's also just, I mean, Until Dawn's it's not a time movie. Like, it's just literally like a different thing.
Yeah, that I hear was a big difference.
I just don't understand why you'd call it that. Well, like, if you want to make another movie that's about this completely other idea, I mean, go ahead, I'd make it. I just don't. Why call it?
My guess is the screenwriter that got assigned to that project had never played Until Dawn before, never maybe really heard of it, and just heard the title, and he's like, what if they have to survive until dawn every day, and then the clock kind of starts over? Maybe that's what that's about. And it's just kind of speculated on what the plot is about.
I mean, that's how it comes across, for sure. It's like that there wasn't really someone thinking that deep about it.
There's health underneath it. Yeah.
Underneath? Oh shit. Like under the grate?
Didn't you walk it down? into a room that had like 4 health packs in it?
Yeah.
There you go.
Thinking about Fantastic Four, though, the movie,
Mm-hmm.
like, how much of a character do you think Galactus will really be in the movie? Isn't that a good question?
That's a great question. I want a movie that's literally just about that. Like, I don't want any other, like, heavy focus on, I mean, Doctor Doom, right? Like, I really do not want him to play a significant role in that story.
Well, for sure, right.
Um,
But I'm curious how much they can really play out the drama between, like, the Galactus and the Silver Surfer, like, in...
right. Well, because it's not even the actual Silver Surfer in the movie, right? It's they're very much kind of doing hey, this is the double, so we can bring in like the full on Silver Surfer at some point in the future.
But that is a weird thing. I won't say it's exactly a turn off for me in that second.
No, I definitely need it.
In that second Fantastic Four trailer, but there was something that was a little about it where it's like, so she's showing up and she's just doing the whole Herald of Galactus thing.
It's literally just for the multiverse aspect. That's the only real reason.
Is it just to sell that this isn't your grandma's fucking Silver Surfer?
Well, it's to sell that this isn't the main Marvel universe or whatever.
But you know, unless they restage that beat like in Avengers: Secret Wars.
I mean, I don't think they will.
So that's the weird thing. It's like they're never going to do it again. They're not going to.
I think they'll introduce like a Norrin Rad Silver Surfer at some point, but it's going to be in like a totally different context.
Well, okay. I mean, yeah. I guess it's. I mean, if they can introduce it seems like a better way to establish his character is to introduce
for sure.
him as the Herald of Galactus. It just when they announced that Julia Garner was playing like Norrin Rad's wife and stuff, I was like,
Shalabal.
yeah, I was like, oh, they must have something interesting and different for her to do than just.
And then it was like, oh no, it's the same thing.
Yeah, that's one of the few things that turned me off about that trailer.
Yeah,
and having Julia Garner basically be the Silver Surfer in this movie is just like, okay, I thought you guys were going to do something clever with that, and you just totally didn't. But okay.
No, they didn't want to.
Like, the one thing I'd thought about, like, in context of what you were saying about it, a multiverse thing,
right,
is it would be interesting if in this Fantastic Four movie we see her do the Herald thing.
right.
And then, like, in Secret Wars, and we're seeing some of these universes being destroyed and converge and shit and whatever.
Right.
And one of these universes, the Fantastic Four come to again, and then Norrin Rad does come as the Herald, and they're like, oh, we've seen this before.
Right.
And we know what this means now.
Right.
What import it has. That would be the one cool way, I think, in which of showing Julia Garner be a Herald first.
Right.
And then have him come do it. And then for the audience, it would have this extra sense of doom attached to it.
Right. Well, so the other thing, too, is that I don't know if this is for sure true, but I have heard them say that the Galactus in the MCU is going to be one of those like multiverse constant type things where there's only one Galactus in the multiverse.
Okay.
Which makes me wonder.
Universes instead.
Yeah, are they going to kind of try and play him up a little bit more on like the level of like the Anti-Monitor?
But maybe he has different heralds and different universes and shit.
That's where I wondered maybe that's what they were going to do with it.
In that context, that is a little more interesting to me.
Right.
But yeah, if Julia Garner literally comes in just to steal the character introduction of Norrin Rad, and then we don't really get a character introduction of Norrin Rad, and he's just kind of dropped into one of these movies, And we're
Right.
supposed to care about them, even though we
I haven't seen it before.
haven't been introduced.
Unless you think their plan is for in Secret Wars to literally get both Doug Jones and Lawrence Fishburne back.
Oh my god. I mean, I guess that was the best part of that movie, in a sense, wasn't
It was, actually, yeah.
So, I guess that's not the worst idea, but, you know.
I don't know, man.
As
Like,
long as we don't see big-ass purple cloud Galactus again.
oh god, yeah, no, we better not get that. I fucking hope not.
Yeah. That would crack me up.
they fucking went all the way back.
again.
Well, Parallax was the far cloud.
Oh,
Galactus was just, he was the normal looking cloud. Yeah,
Yeah.
Parallax looked like the floating diarrhea.
That's true.
That's Safe's favorite villain in the comic.
Shut your mouth.
I mean, this is keep trying to get you to rewatch that, dude. For,
I know you do.
For the stream.
I do.
Say said he's open to it.
Yeah.
I'm saying right now I am not open to it.
Safe is open to it, like the door's open, spiders. They didn't look at it, so
Oh my god.
How many legs did I grab your hip with?
Jesus.
Glad I didn't get hit hard with the monkey stuff today.
To be fair, you kind of hit yourself hard with it the last time.
It was fun. Really.
Into the monkey's mouth.
Sure.
It's not what you told me last week.
I got a side mistake on this one. I heard a lot last week.
Well, don't worry, Michael, because we have our
We're
next game
watching those
picked out.
movies, right?
Oh, we're watching all of them.
Okay.
We're gonna watch every monkey movie.
Watching CIA.
We're gonna watch
We're for
CIA,
sure watching every monkey movie about a monkey spy. I promise you that.
Yeah, every.
That's a subgenre. Stupid Hollywood. It goes to show you, Hollywood has never not been fucking.
I've still got the DVD. What was his name? Detective Chimp.
That's
That's a DC character.
No. I don't remember what the show is called.
Spy Maid.
No. This is like some '60s British show.
Oh, yeah, we looked at it though.
Oh yeah, actually I do remember.
Yeah,
that
show was weird as fuck, dude.
Yeah.
That one they actually tried to play like a real spy thriller. The monkey was like
Yeah, they wanted you to take it
meetings in like
seriously.
restaurants and stuff.
Yeah. No, I vaguely remember us
Kept
watching
killing the waiters while they were filming.
Can't remember what that was called. Inspector something.
Champ?
If that's a DC character, then
Well, Detective Chimp is the DC character.
Inspector.
And Inspector Chimp, I think, is free. Is up for grabs.
It's awfully jump, man.
Yeah, but we're gonna walk all.
Can't wait until Ulysses gets back so we can just go back to our usual movie trend.
Spy Mate is hilarious.
Yeah, Spy Mate's pretty great. We used to get high and watch that in high school.
The level of anxiety on that monkey's face is
when he's going down the mountain with snowboarding.
He's trying to stop himself. Like, and they're
Oh, he's panicking, dude.
they just strap that monkey to a snowboard and push him down the hill. That's CIA, man. That's some of the worst CGI I've
That was
ever seen. There are like car insurance commercials in the 90s that had better CGI than that movie.
Some guy 90s Geico commercials or something.
But no, Michael, don't you worry too much because we're
We're moving on to our next game.
Yeah, we're done. We're finishing this today. This is the last little area right now.
Yeah. You know what's happening next week?
I can already picture it.
Can you?
I don't want to, but I will talk.
Rise of Kong, man.
God, dude.
Yeah.
Why'd you have to do that?
We're gonna be looking at Rise of Kong for 3 hours a week for the next few weeks, man.
I don't know, because
there are some Tuesdays, yeah, where work might keep me a little bit.
That's okay. We'll to start.
We'll play something.
Yeah, we'll only play that when you're here for the full day.
I guess I have had Tuesdays off lately.
Well, again, if you don't have it off, then we'll play a different game, and then we'll wait until you're fully going to be here for it.
There's rumor that
You won't miss a second of Rise of Kong.
There's a rumor that in Rise of Kong you can make out with Furby.
Okay,
Oh?
that's a weird continuing trend.
I don't think Michael cares about that. I think he just wants to make out with the monkey.
I'd rather make it with Furby.
That was my
Oh,
favorite.
fucking one of these now?
That was my favorite ending to a game.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe ever. Gollum ended in the most absurd way possible.
There's nothing we could have never called
Gollum.
that.
Oh, yeah. I would figure out, like, every detail of the twist to Attack on Titan before I would figure out that shit.
that Gollum would get cut and then would make out with a Furby.
Yeah, dude. No fucking way. No way.
Dude, that better be in that Andy Serkis movie.
Because Andy Serkis is in, he's one of the bad characters.
The Hunt for Red Gollum.
The Hunt for Red Gollum. No, but he's in, he's a voice in Expedition 33, right?
Yeah.
And I was watching an interview with him, and somebody asked about the Gollum game.
Are you serious?
Somebody brought it up to him, and he's just like, because he said something about the movie they're working on, and somebody was like, yeah, is it going to have anything from the Gollum game on it? And he was like, no comment on that game. He clearly he knew what it was and just did not want to actually acknowledge.
Well, that could be because he's adapting it correctly.
He just didn't want to spoil it.
Yeah. Dude, I swear.
Are there going to be breeding pits in the movie?
I mean, how could there not be? They're iconic.
I believe that was such an important part of that game, was breeding pigs.
Yeah. That was a straight jazz game. I don't know if Kong's going to top that game.
Well, we're going to see, dude. Because that's the thing is, Gollum came out early in that year, and then everybody was like, holy shit, well, this is going to be the worst game to come out this year. And then Rise of Kong came out, and people were like, holy shit, Gollum's not the worst game that came out this year.
Then they were big at the same fucking conclusion.
No.
Oh, okay.
I keep on... Just because they look similar and they're so
Gollum is made by one team, and then all three of the other really terrible games that came out that year were all three of the other ones were the same people. You have Avatar, the Walking Dead one, and Rise of Kong. Now all three of those were the same team.
Yeah, they might just not have the same artistic panache as the Gollum team. You know?
Artistic.
That is an insane thing to say about Gollum.
Maybe autistic. I don't know.
That game was delicious. I still don't understand completely what happened in that game. But when he made out with that bird,
That was
You knew what was happening when that happened.
I was well aware of what was happening in that scene.
that was legendary.
It's an official part of the Legendarium.
Yeah. Tolkien would be proud. Tolkien be proud.
Oh, fuck.
Tolkien used to do it great.
I do tell.
Do you think Tolkien's glad he died to never see dialogue uttered by George Lucas in the prequel movies and stuff like that?
Oh, he'd fucking probably hate that shit.
Sure, he never would have been a fan.
Tolkien also hated.
Yeah. He never would have been a fan of Star Wars.
I feel like Tolkien hated that.
He did. He was a pretty grouchy old man.
He was kind of a hate.
He didn't like modern technology and stuff like that.
He literally thought cars were like the devil. Just cars, just the concept of a car he thought was evil.
You know, I know who has hands, the devil.
Fucking Warhammer.
Yeah. I know he hated Disney.
He despised Disney.
Well, he said nice things about Disney as an artist and a creator, but he said he was sucking all the soul and myth and sanitizing
out of life
storytelling. Yeah,
that's true.
He really.
Well, Disney when Snow White came out, he was this is the worst piece of shit I've ever fucking seen.
Well, I mean, he is right about that. Disney did sanitize all those fairy tales.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's part of the great pussification of America, honestly, is Disney fucking doing that to fairy tales and storytelling.
Yeah.
Well, it took a little while for it to catch up with us. Also, you think Disney movies were sanitized back then? Like they were edgy compared to what they make now, for sure.
I feel
Like Pinocchio's a pretty fucked up movie.
Pinocchio's great. I will never. Pinocchio's maybe my favorite Disney movie of all time. And then because it does keep a lot of fucked up essence. So
The Hunchback of Notre Dame is also quite dark.
that one's dark. A lot of the '90s Disney Renaissance movies, I think, like Tarzan, has some more edge to it.
Little Mermaid even has its darker moments.
Yeah, so the '90s ones I think are maybe.
But I mean, even
the edgiest.
If you think about like the early
Pinocchio's
Disney
the
stuff,
best.
Pinocchio for sure.
Yeah,
Sleeping Beauty's pretty fucked up for a kid's cartoon.
I guess the fact that Cruella de Vil was gonna skin all those dogs and puppies and shit was fucked up.
They did. I mean, obviously, they were made for kids, but I do feel like they were kind of. Some of the early stuff was kind of edgy. Fantasia's a fucking psychotic movie.
Yeah.
Like that movie's like an acid trip.
Yeah, that's pretty weird.
Just like literally Satan in it.
I mean, yeah, there are a few good examples.
Modern day Disney is definitely kind of like, and I mean, I'm not saying that back then those weren't sanitized for the time. I'm just saying they look pretty edgy today.
They didn't abandon their edge entirely for some of that stuff.
They still had like dark and foreboding villains.
Yeah, I feel like the best Disney's animation department does nowadays is when Pixar puts out a movie that's like a little bit deeper thinking.
Yeah, like Soul.
Yeah, and it's not necessarily edgy, but it's
just thoughtful.
It's more provocative. Yeah. But then even Pixar puts out shit.
Pixar puts out a lot of shit now. That Good Dinosaur movie was garbage.
Disney, in order to save its own animation, basically spread the original kind of Pixar thing.
Which is why sometimes it gets into Disney 3D animation movies that are better than the Pixar ones that year.
Oh, Christ.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think Coco was just Disney.
Yeah, Coco was Disney.
Coco's better than a lot of Pixar movies.
Oh, yeah, it's way better than many. And Kanto was also... I mean, I didn't love it.
I didn't like it as much as Coco.
People were, like, losing their shit over Encanto, and I was like, yeah, it's alright.
I was like, kind of like the Spanish X-Men. It's not like the most original concept ever, but... You know.
Well, and also they don't do anything either with, like, their power. I mean, they just kind of have the family drama. What the fuck? This shit, dude. I don't... Okay.
I mean, I think the coolest thing with powers in the movie is, we don't talk about,
Yeah. I mean, I think the music is very good too. I mean, it's got a lot of things about it that I think are very good and well done. Yeah, Christ, and the hell boots coming after me now. So I don't even know where there was health.
I'm trying to think of the, Yes, I'm trying to think of, the grittiest things that Disney-type movies do nowadays. I mean...
Black Cauldron was also... Well, now.
Black Cauldron's a fucking nightmare fuel. I had nightmares about what they call the Lich King, or the main villain in there, when I was a kid.
That's a shockingly dark film.
That
might be the darkest Disney film. Fuck, there's too much happening.
Hunchback of Notre Dame is a pretty fucked up movie too. Especially when you're older than more of the context.
Yeah, so I'm trying to think of in movies today,
recent release stuff.
10, 15 years or something do they show it's not the darkest film, but in that 90s Disney Tarzan, they show Clayton, the shadow of his neck snapping,
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff like that. even just little details.
Yeah, the implied violence that I'm trying to think if they really do much of that. It's like if they do sad things now to characters in movies, I feel like they'll do sad things to like the cute characters. So like the Bing Bong or whatever his name was in Inside Out.
Oh, okay.
And the sort of sweet ghost version of the character in Coco.
Yeah, even like, even Inside Out, which is trying to deal with like a lot of like psychological issues, is a fairly tame movie.
Yeah, yeah, and it's never like direct violence or
or even just
dramatic
like
things happening to humans.
Yeah, right.
Like that's a kind of sanitized thing about Disney nowadays.
Well, it's like, especially if I'm thinking about Inside Out in particular, I think maybe one of the biggest things is that like the studio stopped trying to make movies that had elements that kids weren't going to understand or weren't like relatable to the experience of a child.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a lot of movies now are just like really focused on like, the kids' enjoyment of the movie.
Yeah.
Well, it's the difference between a children's film and a family film, right?
Right.
It's like they don't want to make, they don't care as much to make family films as they just want to make children's films. Which, I mean,
fair enough, I guess. Like, I mean, it makes it so, like, I mean, like, I like a lot of older animated stuff, but I'm not gonna watch this stuff because there's nothing in it for me.
Right.
WALL-E, in some way, is a dark picture of the future.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, WALL-E's pretty dark. That's like proper Pixar, though, before Disney.
That was,
people.
WALL-E was the last movie to come out of, like, Pixar's back at the napkin meeting that like mapped out like a decade of their movie plans.
Right.
I just didn't have any other plans after they finished. WALL-E or Up.
But yeah, who was like the head animator on
Was it John Lasseter?
WALL-E?
Yeah,
John
was that him?
John Lasseter was the head Pixar for sure, and he wasn't. I think he was an animator, wasn't he?
Oh yeah,
Well, he directed like
a
the
lot of
first
those
Toy
guys.
Story.
Yeah, he directed him for sure. He was the head. Like I think he directed all the Pixar. He was the head of Pixar.
Yeah, and a lot of those guys were animators.
I think he's gone. He retired.
Yeah, I don't think he does that anymore.
But whichever guy did WALL-E,
Yeah, that was Lasseter.
Lasseter, like it's surprising that even WALL-E even kind of has a sort of happy ending. Like in the credits, they show humans establishing civilization and growing plants again on different planets and shit.
Yeah, the very ending is positive.
And I think that animator, for Lasseter even, he was like, that's even a little more positive than I wanted to do. It's just like...
Okay, here we go.
Full cinematic here.
Wait, what difficulty is Emperor Protects difficulty?
Your deeds repelled the heretical invasion and kept this world.
Well, we ended up doing still a 2.5 hour stream at the end of the day, but
Yeah, it's an hour.
an hour and a half.
Your chapter. We acknowledge your sacrifice. Even as the
How many
war
streams
rages
of
on,
Max Payne were we stuck in that one?
It was only one stream, but it was the whole stream.
It was the whole
It was one stream, but it was like the whole.
That was crazy.
That was like, it was like 30 minutes of game that was left. And that took us like 4
We had to
hours.
leave it for next week.
Well, no, we did leave it for next week.
No, I know that.
And then we still,
Oh.
we started the stream with only half an hour of the game left, and it's still because the plan was okay. We'll probably finish early this super quick because there's like barely anything left, and then we'll do like a whole second stream of the second game and get that started. And then it took us 4 hours to play.
Yeah. I loved that ending shot of that animatic because it was like a classic like horror movie shot of like the slasher their chainsaw throwing their hand through the ground at the end. But it did it as a totally triumphant like heroes moment.
Hell yeah.
You know.
Hell yeah, it did. Let's see. All right, well now we're officially done with this, which means it's monkey time.
Yeah, and Ulysses is back next week.
Yep, just in time for the monkey madness.
You love monkeys.
Oh man, I love them a lot less. Wait, what was that little bit at the end?
It was just showing the like corpse again. Okay, so then what? So I want to click on this and then go like the Emperor protects. Okay, so then. I definitely am not trying this on Exterminatus difficulty.
Did Ulysses say he beat it on?
I think he was like the one in between.
Oh, okay.
Like the next one up.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Not on.
I don't. I will have to ask him again because it could have been that.
I know he said he did it on. Definitely
one of the harder ones. Yeah. But
he did say that the PC makes this game much more intuitive, though.
Well, it's a thing with first-person shooters where when you have there's an extra level of precision that you can just have with a mouse that it's just impossible to have with a controller. Revenge of the Sixth. It is Star Wars month. People are obsessing over it.
They're always obsessing over Star Wars.
I know, but they go crazier during May.
Like the full moon for them or something.
Yeah.
Bastards.
I mean, it's like a international like holiday now.
Yeah.
Like they'll even announce things at like an actual events for the franchise within this month and shit. Like, I don't have a lightsaber.
When we were kids, I had that Darth Maul double-bladed plastic.
I had that too I had that too when we were kids. Yeah, I had several when I was a kid.
At the time,
I didn't keep it though.
I thought
Sage has lightsaber
chopsticks.
I do have chopsticks. I have lightsaber chopsticks.
You are therefore the biggest Star Wars fan.
I mean, I would say between us three, I am the bigger Star Wars fan, just because I've played a bunch of the games that you guys haven't. But if you went to the theater, I would give them wedgies. That's what I would do.
Yeah.
I'd be very tempted to give them a wedgie and maybe put them in a locker.
I'm too old for that now. Now I just like tut at people.
You what?
You tut at people?
Yeah, you know.
I know.
I just poo on it. Like
I would not applaud them now, unless they were doing like insanely well, like impressive choreography. Maybe that could change my mind. But
we didn't even applaud Rogue One. Like,
no, I thought Rogue One sucked.
The only thing in Star Wars I felt like this is applause worthy is the Andor show. You know?
Yeah. And even Michael now likes that. Which again, it just goes to show that's this weirdly standout thing.
Yeah, no, it legitimately was very good. When my dad's like, "Oh, you gotta watch the new Star Wars show," when I was over there, and he said,
"You went off his recommendation."
No, well, his dad was gonna watch it anyway.
Your dad just put shit on. Yeah, I assume. Yeah.
But unlike most of the stuff, I was like, "Oh, that's pretty good."
Yeah.
He doesn't have a traditional barometer for good or bad, so.
People are mad. What are they mad about Andor? Is it the attempted, as I say, the attempted assault scene? Is that all people are upset about, or is there something else that people are? Yeah, okay. Yeah.
We just saw that episode. If that's the extent of it, I don't know really how necessary the scene was in the episode, but at the same time, I mean,
it didn't it wasn't detracting. Either.
No, and I don't think it's so horribly shocking that
no, because they don't go all the way with it. Yeah. It's attempted, and then the guy that tries is also killed. So
Yeah.
there's a satisfaction of the moment too of being like,
Yeah.
well, fuck that guy, right?
Right.
So I mean,
it's not that all that unless there's more in the later episodes that we haven't seen.
Unless it goes like full berserk coming up, which I'd be very surprised by. Very old short planets, but we'll draw the line. I've seen some people make jokes about that because, yeah, some people are like, that should never have been in Star Wars. And then the response is like, Darth Vader cutting people up. It's like Darth Vader on his way to the, like, sexual harassment seminar. It's like, all right, yeah, this is the Darth Vader. I genuinely saw somebody try and make an argument. It was like, Darth Vader might not be a good person, but he would never allow that to happen. And I'm like,
Darth Vader,
really? Like, really?
Even in the context of that episode, that is something that Darth Vader inadvertently was allowing to happen.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it's just like, those movies 20 years ago where he murders a room full of children. That's in character, but
right.
this allowing.
I know. Well,
I don't know. It's weird.
People try to create these, like, morally superior claims about acts of evil or violence or whatever. It's like, what are you really accomplishing by doing that?
No. Well, anyway, we're wrap it up here. But Afternoon Tune, if you have anybody to suggest for a raid, I'm open to it. I'm just going to check real quick to see if I see anybody on over on our side here, but feel free to suggest someone. Oh, Chris is on. I haven't done Chris in a while. Why not? Time out. But yeah, thanks for hanging out. Afternoon Tune. Appreciate you.
It's good to have you in the chat.
Darren in there for a little while. Bunch of Monk. Got a few people in here. Tyson Fox. Oh, yeah, I already did it. So. Nice.